Start over.
It's the High Phrase Podcast. I'm Alite, Alite
ACDJ live on the mic.
Yeah, we got a special guest in the building.
Shady D, what's up, guys? Also known as Unsaid.
Shady D.
Love to be out here with the boys on High Phrase. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah. We got an unsung hero in the cut. Heavy. Rolling ready.
Rolling ready.
And like I said, sidebar always with the High Phrase.
It is always.
It's very topical.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tyson, 54-year-old Mike Tyson stepped into the ring with a 51-year-old Roy Jones Jr. 2020's fuckery has stopped. At least for that night, it stopped.
Yeah.
It felt kind of good.
Yeah.
As weird as and flabby and out of shape as Roy Jones looked,
Yes.
Tyson looked pretty fucking amazing.
Oh, he looked cut, dude. He looked fucking ripped.
Yeah.
For a 54-year-old guy?
Right?
Or for a guy?
In a year of training, lost 100 pounds over a year.
Lost 100 pounds.
In 1 year, while being a stoner, which is just phenomenal in so many ways.
Amazing.
And you know what the crazy thing is? Why he said he did it? Why he lost the weight? Because his wife said he was looking fat.
Oh, really?
And that was enough for him to be like, no.
Back in the day, that wouldn't have happened in my house. It would have been.
Yeah.
That would have been trouble for her, but
No, you know
Just
what?
so y'all know, this is the only time you can make fun of Mike because he's not in the motherfucking room.
And you know what, though? I'm going to tell you something, man. I was worried for Mike Tyson that night. I was worried for Mike.
In what? Like he was going to get hurt?
No. You know what? That Mike was going to make a fool of himself.
Yes.
I was worried about this.
Really?
I was worried that Roy was going to take him 8 and just dance around. But Roy was nervous. This was a classic example of a guy with the butterflies, right? Probably didn't train as hard as he should have.
Definitely didn't.
Right? He thought, man, I've been fighting 3 years ago. I'm naturally boxing, so I'm not going to fight. Right? And then he took some body shots from Mike Tyson that let him know he was in a boxing match.
Dude, those whips.
Just like all YouTube videos.
Nobody throws body shots like Mike, man.
Just like the YouTube
Entire
videos.
body rotation, hip, thigh, quad, everything's
Disgusting.
moving. Pretty wild.
Yeah, the man's an assassin.
Just gotta say those Matty gas, bro.
So for someone like you that didn't grow up seeing Mike exist, obviously, Shady's very young.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How old are you, Shady? What year were you born?
Nah, 96.
96. You're born in 96?
Baby. The baby. Tyson was already done.
Yeah. No, go
Tyson
ahead.
would have been out of his prime at this time, so you never really see Mike.
Yeah.
No, not really. No, just like old footage, basically. Old footage.
Yeah, so what do you think, from someone from your era, does it matter, this fight?
I mean, like, for me, like, I love watching the UFC because it's taken fighting from just like a boxing bout to something so much more diverse, including like all sorts of fighting styles.
Hell yeah.
So like that's what I love. When I grew up, when I started watching fighting, it was just UFC only, and so like seeing like styles from judo, from jiu-jitsu to all these styles coming in together, like it was much more wild than just boxing.
Dude, you were born in like UFC 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Around 5 or 6 is when
Probably.
you were born.
Yeah,
92.
You didn't have to go through beta UFC.
Yeah, man, I remember going back and watching.
You
like,
don't remember.
I remember watching back
son.
like was it the Gracie Barras? One of the Barrow guys?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm fighting
Having
like,
to go to the Blockbuster.
and
Even the Blockbuster, dude. Mike's Video or some shit.
My hood was called Superior Video.
Yeah.
And the guy's name was Major. And he looked like a walrus. He had a big ass mustache.
it was wild back then too, man, because they could just wear their fucking like full on gear, and like, there was no standards. I was like, holy shit,
Yeah,
these guys were
no
just
weight
wilding
classes.
out. Like, it
Dude,
was,
they were a bunch of juice monkeys trying to be fighters. back
yeah,
then.
man, it was crazy.
And Hoist fucked it all up for everybody. The little guy just came in and
Just cleaned
flipped it
house
upside
too
down.
much. You should have let the Cop Ninja at least get to the finals. Remember the Cop? Oh, you weren't around. The Cop Ninja. He's like,
Yes.
he's got the
show.
karate cop.
That's all show.
He should have got a show.
So roundabout kind of way, when you see something like this, outside of the nostalgia, does it have any value for you?
I think it's cool seeing a bunch of like titans of the game fighting, because that's just cool. And also like it's actually conceptually cool just to see like the two dudes that have been doing it for so long, and now they're like out of their prime, and you always wonder like, can people still do it? Do they still got it, right? Like that's a question that you're always like, how long can the body last? And to see like Mike Tyson still look as cut as like I do, like at my age, like it's fucking wild, man. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
So just the athleticism is cool to me. Fighting style, like I don't know. Obviously, there's so many better fighters now, like in their prime.
Definitely.
But it's still wicked to just see that these 50-year-olds can still throw some mean punches, man.
It would be a disaster if Tyson thought that he could go into boxing now and fight someone like Tyson Fury or Dante.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that'd be
ridiculous.
Stupid. Yeah.
Okay, but
Stupid.
look at him. Looking the way he looks now. Okay,
Yeah.
this is 1 year of training.
Yeah.
After a 15-year hiatus.
Yeah.
Did you see things? Because your background is this.
I am what you would call a professional boxing professional.
Yeah. So, do you see things that make you think, hey, another 18 months of hard training, we may be back, maybe a possible pro fight? You don't see it at all? Like,
Okay, so this is what I see for Tyson. Going to anyone, and there are thousands of old folks' homes.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh,
And
ouch.
going to all these old folks' homes
Ouch.
and challenge
sorry,
the toughest senior in the house. And it's like a tour from old folks' home to old folks' home.
I'm sorry, Mike Tyson. I didn't say it.
Because that's about how far I see any sanctioned shit happening for Mike Tyson.
Oh
anytime.
my god.
Oh, right, because you
And-
would have to get a license again. You would have to be licensed by the commission to box.
Yes.
And they probably wouldn't commission a 54-year-old.
No, they probably wouldn't commission him. Look, the one thing that you got to remember about this Mike Tyson thing that I think we have to bring up, which is very important. There's two things. One, Evander Holyfield challenged him today. Mike Tyson did not take the acceptance right away. He's thinking about it. He's trying to don't worry about it now. Well, right? He's trying to kind of get something going in his, what is it called? The league?
League of Legends.
The LOL? All right? We cannot let Mike Tyson make executive decisions in the game, all right? If he comes up with an idea that Legends only league, you know, if I sat here, Stoner Mike, and figured out that he just came up with LOL, they need to change that, right?
So you don't like it? You don't like the idea?
I like the idea, but what they need to do is this. The way that this thing is going to work is they need to, do a round-robin tournament. With all of the old guys, they need to sit them all in a room and pick old school style. Dink, Shannon Hay, what's his name? Briggs. Up there, dink, you know, Evander Holyfield, right? And then they have a round robin, break it down, find the true champ.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16 of the Sweet 60s. Right?
Almost
Sweet
60s. Almost.
That's-
Sweet.
That's to hire us.
I'm good right now.
The geriatric round.
And they do it, and you know, you do it within a year because they're 60s,
Yeah, yeah,
50s.
yeah.
They got to recover.
Okay,
You know?
so he wants to do it for all sports, not just boxing, basketball, tennis. Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't just the idea of a one-on-one Michael Jordan versus Hakeem Olajuwon? Older, obviously they can still ball. I'd be down to watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Scottie Pippen, throw his fucking
Right?
shorts back on.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Legends, anything is pretty good. Like, and you think even locally, soccer teams, they have old guys leagues,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right? When you hit 45 or whatever it is, you're considered old.
Crazy.
Right, for soccer.
They do that shit every once in a while. Like I remember like the Wayne Gretzky game, or like 5-7 years ago, or something like that. Yeah,
Right.
they do some of that shit, but it's not that popular. I don't
What
think.
was it?
Yeah,
Skate with the greats.
Skate with great.
yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
well,
Yeah.
it's tough because hockey is one of those sports that you want action, and part of that is hitting.
Yeah.
True.
And when
yeah.
you're old, you're not hitting dudes, man.
Yeah. It's
breaking
really
the hip.
bad.
But do you think like Scottie Pippen at like 50 is gonna be dunking on dudes like he
I
used
think
to?
he will. Like, you know the thing is with for the most part, retired NBA players, they stay in some pretty damn good shape.
That's fair.
For the most
Magic,
part.
Magic
For the
looks
most
good,
part.
for example.
I mean, Chuck is disgusting.
Yeah.
But there's some of those. But for the most part, these guys are decently in shape. Like Reggie Miller's still ripped.
oh, shit.
MJ's still in decent shape. A lot of these
Yeah, they're
old
still
guys,
good.
they understand that a part of who they are is fitness.
Yeah. Was it Dr. J or someone just dunked the other day? They were
Dr. J, no.
Dr. J or was it?
You were looking.
So I forget who it was. Somebody they showed. He was like, he just dunked. He's 64 and he dunked.
Wow.
Damn.
You know who I just saw dunk, which is crazy? Spud Webb.
Oh, really?
At his age now, he can
He
still
dunked?
dunk.
Wow.
Yeah. 5'7".
Wow.
Smallest guy to win the dunk
You know what? Speaking of little men doing great things,
8 times, man. At 5'9".
that's gotta tell you something. You walk in the room, you're like, yeah, 3-time dunk champion. He's like, oh, excuse my 5 rings. You know what I mean? Like this guy, he never won a ring, right?
No, he has not. No.
No, but I think it's Reef's right though. The game is so different, man. Like look how like I was looking at this graph of like spacing where defense sits from like the average of like 1990s. Like it was all around the paint, always basically, and now it's like almost at the perimeter, like all the way on the 3-point line. Like statistically, people just you're out, man. Like you got Steph Curry's on the court, you got Klay Thompson, like you got all these
who
players
ball right now. Reggie Miller can
Reggie.
Yeah, and he's clutch. He's fucking clutch.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller? I think so.
And he's still in great shape too. Dude, the guy bikes. He's one of those guys that does like the kilometer, like 24 kilometers a day biking.
Yeah. He's got the right body type to like be long,
maybe
have
10
longevity.
minutes a game.
Yeah.
You know, come in.
You think that?
Garbage.
You think very little of these guys? You would think very little of these guys cardio.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I know from years of athleticism? Athletics is that you fucking hurt eventually.
For sure.
And Reggie being 50s, right?
I think early 50s,
early 50s, right? Mm-hmm. He's in pain. He is in pain. He may
I
not
believe
say it, but he's in pain.
He gets out of bed sore. Into bed sore.
Hands are sore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually, like following through on a 3-pointer,
on that
like,
beautiful cross
in the motion,
in motion, like this when he shot because he's just Reggie. They teach you to shoot like this, and I don't know if you remember, but Reggie Miller would go like this, and his hands would cross at the top.
I think you're right. I think I remember seeing some of that stuff when he was on the Pacers. Yeah.
He's very unique. Yeah. So interesting story. The reason that I decided to holler at Shady to come on the show. We met at work doing our 9-to-5s, and you know when you first I kind of scanned the room and tried to figure out how I'm going to vibe with this person, how our personality is going to click, and one of the first things that came out of his face was a freestyle, just random. We're just talking about work stuff, and he's just kind of in his own place, and he just like he's like, yo, check this out, he just spit me a freestyle. I think it's with freestyle, not everyone can do it. And if you can't do it, you don't do it. Because you're going to fall on your face, right? You have to spontaneously create words in a rhythmic pattern that make people want to pay attention. Yeah. So he spits it freestyle. I'm like, what the fuck? He doesn't know I rap at all at this time. I don't know he
Not
raps.
At all.
We're just meeting like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I kind of just brushed it off. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I didn't really think anything of it. And then he just right away goes into music. Just started talking about music full speed. And right now I'm like, yeah, we're going to be homies. Immediate.
What made you do that?
What made me do that? I don't know, man. Like sometimes it works. I get these just like creative moments where I just feel like I want to throw on a beat and just fucking hip hop freestyle while I'm doing it. Because I don't know, I can't just sit around and do nothing. I'm not the kind of guy that just lazes around and just like sits on his ass.
No idle mind.
Well, yeah, I gotta get to the end of the story. So we have this meeting. We connect. Now every day, pretty much that we work, every day we talk about music. Hours at a time, just talking about music, creating it, how to create it. And I'm a music nerd. I'm a fucking obsessed with the creation of music, how artists do their thing, where they get their inspiration. It just blows my mind. So we get into these conversations. I'm like, yeah, this is dope. And then I just mentioned in passing, I got a show coming up. Come and check it out. And right away, I can see his fucking gears turning. Right away, I see his gears turning. And he's like, yeah, you know, possible that I guess the time on the show just throws it out there, right? And at this time, there were just 2 acts. It was just supposed to be for 2 acts, right? So I had my homie. I was like, yeah, I got this guy. He's really hungry. He just wants to jump on stage. And my homie Queasy's like, yeah, you know, we'll see how the timing goes and we'll make it happen. So I just tell him, I can't say for sure, but just have something ready.
This guy teased me, man. It was like, no promises, no promises.
Yeah, I can't promise that you're going to get on stage, but just have something ready just in case, right? Yeah. So he gets to the show, and I can just like, you know how you meet people? Like, the first time you meet someone, and you can just feel fucking like the energy is like coming out of the ground almost. There's so much energy, you can feel it coming out of the ground. Good right now. And he comes to the show, and I can just feel the energy building, and I'm kind of like, yo, Quiz, let this guy jump on stage in the middle of our sets. And without hesitation, without even thinking about it, what he does these freestyle sets. And he gets people to write down a word or give him a word, and he'll put the word into the freestyle, right? Now, you hear that, you're like, oh, that might not be that hard. It's one of the hardest fucking things to do on stage. Because you're kind of risking failing completely if you can't create a rhyme pattern. Because some asshole might give you like a word like hypotenuse. Now you gotta make that rhyme into your rhyme scheme with someone else that gave you like caterpillar, you know? Yeah. You have to kind of create these segues in your brain to make all these words fit. And that's how he does his sets. So he comes out. Crazy. He comes out on stage.
Freestyle.
does this set and just kills it. So for me, the creative process is what is the most intriguing for me when it comes to this freestyle thing. When you do this, is there any moment in your head where before you start to spit the raps, you prepare the rap, or are you just all free flowing?
I think it's all prepared, to be honest with you. Like, you know, when you do something so many times, it becomes a sixth sense. Like, do you ever think about driving? You don't think about like turning the wheel and like fucking doing all this mechanical motion. Yeah, it becomes subconscious at a point. So like I've practiced rhyme schemes, transitions, like triplets, double time, half time, all these like different techniques within the rhyme scheme that like the specific words don't necessarily become the blockade. It becomes about like conceptualizing the next level of progression, which is telling like an interesting story, like weaving your suggestion with his suggestion, not just being like, oh, haha, I said that word and then I made a basic transition. I said that word. It's like, no. I took that fucking story and made it into something that's relevant to this next point. And it's like, not only am I chaining these with the actual rhythmic rhyme and the scheme, but I'm also weaving it like a tale to like kind of make it make sense within the rhyme scheme. Because like we've all seen some rappers that just like they'll just say like words. They'll be like, I got stacks, I got facts, I got tracks, I got blacks, and it's like, okay, like, cool, dude, but what the fuck does that mean? And you're like, all right, fantastic.
There goes my freestyle.
Fit, yeah. Okay, so
what do you guys think about the new rappers right now? Like the Baby, Little Baby, 21 Savage. What do you guys think about those rappers? That's what I want to hear. I'm being honest.
Okay, so let me just get him out of this.
Well, answer that though.
Yeah, we can answer that question. We're gonna get there because that's a part. That's a whole part of it, man.
For me, when I freestyle, I feel like I have a bag of vocab.
Right.
Because I read a fucking shit ton.
Right.
And obviously it doesn't sound like it when I say fucking shit ton, but I do, I swear. And I feel like I just have vocab I can grab whenever I want. So for me, when I freestyle, the whole perspective of me freestyling is to get you to move the way I'm moving, right? I want your rhythm to match my rhythm when I'm freestyling, so that throughout the freestyle, your body's not even thinking about being into it, but it's into it.
Yeah.
And you rock someone's body, and then you fucking drop some gems into their mind, right? Now you have them moving and they're paying attention. Then you fucking drop some interesting little lines into the freestyles, and it just messes crowds up. They just react in such a unique way to it. So when did you realize that this was something that you could actually do?
I think it was like 2-3 years of just practicing in the shower, man. Because like exactly like you said, like there's this fear, and like this is I think what like motivates you to do it. For me, anyways, it's like you have this risk. You get up on that stage, you know that like you could say anything so stupid, and people are just gonna fucking laugh, and as they should. Like it's easy to sound whack as hell. You just get up on a stage and you start doing some shit, or you like pause because you can't think of the next word, and it's like it's so jarring, and you're listening to it as an audience member. You're like, what is this guy saying, man? Yeah. And so, 3 years after like I started practicing, and this story is so stupid too. I started it's so fucking funny. And after like 3 years of doing it, I was like, you know what? Like I think I'm at the point where when it comes to like artists, I can't write, like I haven't produced music, but when it comes to freestyle as an art form, like I feel like I'm among the best. Like I have it. Like you see these guys on YouTube and stuff. I was like, I can do that. Like you see like Harry Mack, and you see all these other motherfuckers. I was like, yeah. Oh, Lil Dicky's very written. He never freestyles, but like all the guys that freestyle, man, like I wanna go out there. Like I want to raise the bar of this art form because it's fucking sick. It's really fun.
Yeah. It kind of gives you like you kind of almost like a wizard with words, right? Yeah. It allows you to kind of treat words like your plaything.
Yeah.
You know how Shakespeare writes these beautiful soliloquies. All he's really doing is just being grandiose.
That was the earliest form of rap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's just trying to be as beautifully poetic in his prose as possible, while creating points inside of what his delivery is, right?
Yeah.
And to me, that kind of magic, you can create it in so many ways with words. Yeah. And the freestyle is just something that's so unique to hip hop alone, almost. Jazz has freestyle as well.
Yeah, to some extent.
So with the hip hop, I hear people write written verses and just spit it and call those freestyles. What do you consider an actual freestyle.
I honestly hate that, because it like really blurs the line. Like there needs to be a distinction drawn, because I think like the new term is off the dome. Like that's like the biggest thing. It's got to be off the dome. Like, and that just means like you give me something and it's like it's fresh, it's right here. You got to prove it, because there's so many people out there, exactly like you said, who's like, this is a freestyle. I just made
this up.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just so perfectly spat out and into your face.
Yeah. And
I
like,
never said that before. So amazing. There goes my other half of my freestyle. Do I have any bigger chairs? No, just that one.
And the thing is, like, I think with the freestyle, you can almost kind of tell.
This is like an antique chair.
Yeah, I feel like
when a rapper is freestyling, because I think you kind of almost reach for words.
Don't sit on this,
sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of make people hang on to it as well.
Yeah, totally.
How?
Don't, dude. You gotta brag. You're so big, bro.
Let them finish the conversation.
I said nothing because
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It's okay. When you're refining the skill by yourself over and over again, the first time you do it on stage, do you go into that bag, or are you just coming new? Like I'm just going new as new as I can.
Yeah, I like to like challenge myself to always get to the new stuff, but at the end of the day, like it's just like practice. So you got to let the brain warm up too. So when I get on stage, it'll be like some pre-thought out stuff, some like generic rhyme schemes that I probably said like 1,000 times just on my own in practice.
Yeah.
But I don't like that, so I don't like to just be repetitive, because at the same time, like when someone hears your flow once, twice, 3 times, and it's kind of the same thing, it's like, is that really any more freestyle, or is this kind of guy just like playing off some like core fundamentals and just like weaving some extra bullshit?
Yeah.
Filling the blanks.
Yeah, like is it just filler? And I don't like that, because I try to be.
Hard not to though.
It is. But like this is the thing. So like you asked me like how you get on stage and do that. It's like I have to warm up with some of the stuff. I'll weave your words into it, but like it's some like filler stuff. And then once I get into that flow, you feel out the rhythm, you feel out the performances, the kind of mood everybody's in.
Then you're money.
And then you enter that state of flow. And when you can do that, like I feel like it's a whole different level of flow, because we've all felt it in our respective sports. But when it comes to like that next level of freestyle, where you're past just the words, where you're past just taking the suggestions, and you're really trying to tell some like new shit in like a sweet perspective, like that's fucking elevated, man. To me, like that is such a unique experience we get with the opportunity with hip hop. You can't do that with other performers of music, because you're out there, you're strictly a performer, you're an entertainer, and that's great. There's a value in that.
Yeah.
But if you can, like, I think people nowadays, especially with social media and the attention on like so many technological relationships we have, people want experiences, and I think that's such a unique aspect of freestyle hip hop, is I can give you a unique experience that you've never had before, in terms of like, you give me a suggestion, I'll create something, let's do it together. It's not about like, yo, just watch me flex on you. No, it's like, yo, come here.
So it's real collaborative now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. I want to get people involved and like leave with this memory of like, damn, this guy was so cool by like taking something that I said and creating a whole new interesting thing with it that like wasn't said before.
Well, the best part about it is they're going to take that the next day and go to their work like, oh my god, I went to the show and the rapper guy was there, and he, it creates a new thing for them to bring into their life, in their little world, because you see it on TV all the time, and I mean on TV, what the fuck am I saying, on social media all the time, who you
watches
watch
TV?
Right. What is this?
Cut that cord, baby.
So you see it on social media all the time, and you see a lot of people do it really well. And Vancouver as a city doesn't have a sound when it comes to hip hop.
No,
doesn't have a feel, doesn't have a vibe.
It's not really much of a culture either.
It's not a culture here.
But there's a lot of dope rappers. I know a lot of dope rappers that can't break their ceiling.
Why? Is it location?
That's a good question, man.
I think that's a part of it. I think a part of it is too much of our resources are going towards keeping us afloat and not enough into the craft. I think if we were able to put money into our craft,
I agree with that, man. Studio space is expensive, rent's expensive.
Studio, mixing, mastering, getting your shit out, social media promotion, because it's all about marketing and social media. You can't pay those marketing bills to get your shit seen. What the fuck's the point of making it?
And we're like competing with corporations, man. It's tough. Like we're like small artists, like competing with like a team of 20 dudes. Have you seen writing credits for like Drake, for example?
Yeah.
No shitting on Drake. He's an artist, but you like him, no problem. But like, let's be honest, the guy's more of a businessman than he is like a rapper, right?
He's a brand.
Yeah, he's a brand. The guy brings like $550 million to the city of Toronto every year,
so
and they fucking.
Like, so Chance, right?
Yeah.
You like Chance?
Yeah. I mean,
acid rap. Chance?
Yeah, acid rap for sure.
He and 3 dudes built their fortune.
Right.
He just created the right online marketing scheme to market acid rap in a way that was new and creative.
I heard he got like a little bit of money from his parents
Dude,
though.
his parents are balling, man.
Yeah.
His pops work for the Obama.
Yeah,
most
so I don't know
Like
if I would
most
just say like it was like
Huh?
3 people. Like,
Though they're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's what you need though. You
Yeah.
need a couple
Smart.
of
They're businessmen.
you need a couple of
Very
hackers.
They
smart.
know their craft, right?
You need a couple of dudes that kind of know algorithms and know the system and know how to market correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
Know how to get you into the people that actually want to see you because there's a market for everybody.
oh, honestly, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just wondering. So is Vancouver's problem then that the rap community or the hip hop community here is way too pure that they will not bend and go for marketability? So that's why we don't have success out of artists here because everyone's way too passionate about the true hip hop, living the hip hop lifestyle, as opposed to someone who just goes for the marketability.
I don't know, man. I feel like everyone wants to get rich. I feel like most people are in it for like
Why
fame
not
and
conform
fortune.
to what works?
Well, you could have both.
Why not write flow rider raps?
But no, man. Fuck that. I would sacrifice the buck for my craft, man.
Yeah.
Dude, my pen
Right.
means
That-
more to me than the
so
fucking.
then
But you're-
that's probably the thought process.
But you're few and far between, man. Like I gotta be honest. Like I don't know that many artists that wouldn't sell out.
But there's
true.
dope artists that don't have to, right? There's dope artists that don't have to. Like
True.
Some of my favorite artists right now are artists that don't compromise. Joey Badass, is
Fair.
dope.
Yeah.
And he spits bars and they're topical and it makes sense. He raps about politics and there's an audience for that wants to hear it. The problem is that audience is not in Vancouver. Vancouver is like a major metropolitan city. Once they see you popping elsewhere, don't hurt yourself. Once they see you popping elsewhere, they'll get on the bandwagon. You know, like Mercury's blowing up.
Yeah.
He was on the Dr. Phil show.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Right.
That's
But-
fucking sick, man.
But he blew
He's
up
got good-
elsewhere,
good
and then the
marketing.
city came with him. Right.
Yeah.
So
See, so
that's the
let's
difference.
take Mercury's for example. Like,
Yeah.
You know, I noticed that his style was just continue to put out videos.
Yeah.
Is how he basically did it.
Remixes
Just
over-
keep
over other
remixes
people's
and
tracks, yeah.
right? And he
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
got an Instagram following before he got a local following.
Well, the difference is with Merc is that Merc's got bars. Like he can actually spit, and if you're gonna I think if you're gonna blow up, at least be able to spit.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that are within
good.
that. Like there's always some trash rappers out there, but he's got bars. So I'm okay with that. Like
It's kind of Eminem style, right? Like
yeah, a
his-
lot of the
his
double
style.
time.
Yeah.
Double time.
Yeah, I would describe it like that. Makes sense.
Yeah, so like, man, hip hop is just a different. Like for me personally, obviously you're a '90s kid as well, so you get it. It's so much more than just what the music is, personally, right?
Yeah.
So coming from this freestyle, what stops you from putting it on the paper and the pen game?
I don't know. I feel like it's a whole different game because like the standards you hold yourself as an artist, right? Like what do you want to create, right? Because at the end of the day, like you got to publish it. Like what do you want to publish? Are you
Yeah.
happy with what you publish?
Yeah.
For me, like I'm definitely more on the strict side than maybe I should be. Like I'm definitely could publish some of my stuff that I deem a little okay, but
kind of preventative.
really it's still good. Yeah, and so like you don't want to be a perfectionist, but when it comes to writing, it's like if I already hold myself to a standard of like creating a story, creating rhyme schemes, diversifying the rhyme schemes, like weaving all these things into it. That's already so much work to do for freestyle. That's already at a level that honestly, like no shitting on trap, but like it surpasses like every trap song you've
it's a lot
ever
of
heard.
garbage,
But
man.
it's different. It's for a different viewing experience too. Like it's not for
Yeah.
like partying. It's for like actually sitting down and listening to the words. And so like that's the kind of music I want to create. Like if I'm gonna write some shit, it best not just be some generic bullshit that just like, oh yeah, like that sounds nice. Like yeah, it's got a good rhythm, whatever. Like no, it's like I want to talk about some real stuff. Like and everybody says this.
Okay.
And this is the problem that I find, right? It's generic to say like I'm real as shit or like I'm the best. Everyone says they're the best.
For real.
But I'd rather at least tell an interesting story that relates to my personality. That's like who I am. I think like that's
know.
what music should be,
100%.
is a representation, not just some diluted like bullshit to pander to people.
Yeah. I agree, man. I think, and that's where the art goes out of it, right? And the art becomes the artist, like in the musical terms. When they say you're an artist in show business, what's our term?
Yeah, it's like when you start
Right,
when
it's
you start
not
doing
work.
something for work, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's weird because artist is now a work word.
Yeah.
When you're like, oh, what do you do? I'm an artist. They go automatically think musician.
Yeah.
Right? Because music has taken that word and made it professional. It's the professional.
Yeah. So okay, you get the opportunity to make the project that you want without restrictions, financially or time wise. What do you create?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, like I think I'd want to collaborate with people. I'm not above like working with everyone else. That's good because I want to. What I really want to do as an ultimate project is I wouldn't critic an album. I'd rather critic community.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather take Vancouver, find the best freestylers, find the best hip hop artists that actually give like a lot of care and passion into their work and amass that. The only way you start a culture is by getting the people who are good at it together.
Definitely.
And I think like that's what if we want to take Vancouver music to like the next level, it's got to be something that we involve all the greatest artists, the ones that care.
Definitely.
Give them the platform, give them the ability to do it. And if we're good enough, marketing will happen naturally. Because if you spread it around 10 people, we all have 10 friends. That's 100 people right there, right? Like it's not some pyramid scheme. It's just statistics.
Well,
Like
the thing is, like, I think a part of what prevents us from taking steps is that, you know, there's tons of us that are minorities. Tons of us that are minorities. And we all have huge opportunities to cater to people that are like us around the world.
Yeah.
And we don't think about those things enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make a point to make sure that I create content, make sure that I'm always tagging Fiji in the mix, and because these are the people that we represent. When people see me, they automatically assume I'm a mix of something or something, some kind of ethnicity. They just don't know where to put their finger, right?
Yeah.
So being able to represent a group of people that don't really have there's no Fijian representation in like modern media. I think the only Fijian that anybody can think of, popularity-wise, would be Vijay Singh.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. It's
And you don't even know who Vijay Singh is.
no, I don't. Definitely not in hip hop. There's no
No, he's
Fijians in
golfer,
hip hop.
golfer.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
no.
It seems to me in hip hop like it's predominantly turn it up.
No, the mic. Am I coming on the levels?
You talk. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, I'm good.
It seems to me that rap is, if you're lucky, it's once in a lifetime that there's a nationality that's going to succeed that isn't black. It seems that this is how it is because America rules.
Yeah.
And America has a systematic racist problem, and they're trying to take back rap as their own, right? And it seems to me that you have a harder shot at making it if you're not African American.
That could be the case. Yeah.
I get it.
Except maybe in Europe, where you can go to Europe and you can excel because there's still hundreds of millions of people over
That's
there.
true.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I think it depends what kind of what you want out of it, what kind of respect you want out of it, right? For me,
What's stupid here? Like,
well, the goal is I want the hip hop community to respect what I do. I want to have that kind of respect for my pen game and the thoughts that I put out and the things that I try to create. Because at the end of the day, whatever I put out in my music is what I put out as a person. Like they're not two different people. I could introduce myself as Arif as easily as I could introduce myself as Alite because our ideas and our thinking are the same. One just happens to be able to fucking write mean shit on page, right?
Yeah, it's fascinating you say that too, because there's this concept, because I produce music as well, and it's like in music production, like you can use so many detailed techniques that play with the sound, the timbres, really detailed stuff that like 90% of people will never hear because they don't have an ear for it. And then that's fair. Like no one expects you to hear the small little things you're doing with like filters and all that kind of stuff. Like, and so there's this term. It's like you're producing for other producers, right? It's the same thing. It's like if you're going so deep and so technical, you also start to get on this boundary of like, okay, does the average listener actually care? Do they even notice these details? And so like you want to be respected amongst which group of people, but you also want to diversify the reach that you have. You don't want to dilute yourself and dilute your message necessarily, but you do want to at least cater to the audience to some extent, because you can still represent yourself, but know the kind of jokes that you're making. Like you're not going to go to a fucking Jewish community and start making Holocaust jokes. Like that's a bad look, that's stupid. Like that's obvious.
So
That's horrible.
back to what you just said. You said that nobody notices the little nuances, the details, and all that. Now you listen to a Dr. Dre beat, and you're hearing some shit that's been worked. Someone put in work to create this bling 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 whatever beat he has. The second you hear it sonically, what it does to your ear is different than some shit that you hear that's on pop radio. So we may not know what those nuances are, but your fucking ear knows.
True.
Your ear knows what's great and what's good.
Well, they study that. That's what they teach you in school. Like, you want to be a rapper now, and most of the time, I can't remember what I was just talking to this about. But you want to be highly successful. I was talking about ASAP and
which one?
Rihanna, ASAP Rocky.
Okay.
And Rihanna just are together.
I heard that.
Right?
Sure.
And I'm like, dude, that guy is such a manufactured rapper. It blows me away. He hasn't won a Grammy yet. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what his real name is?
He's good.
You know what his real name is?
No, what?
Rakim.
Yeah.
And he's named after Rakim.
Yeah.
One of the greatest MCs of all time.
Yes, right?
And-
Bred to be a rapper by his parents.
But
were
he's
descended
got
of
to pay.
school.
He's got some pen game though, man.
Yes, I know.
It's just that the shit that sells is not the pen game.
Yeah, I think this goes back to your earlier point. It's like, are you the person you represent, or is
That's
the,
the
or do you
difference.
have two identities?
Yeah.
And like, I think that's what it is with like ASAP Rocky. Like the guys, again, like it's business. So if you want to make money, you're in this game to make money. Fine, like that's what you're doing. But like, you know, I look at the biggest comparison I can make is like, look at Korean music, the whole
K-pop.
yeah, look at K-pop for a second. Like, are you aware of how manufactured it is? It's crazy.
Programmed,
Yeah, man, it's literally programmed down to every detail. Like, you watch one of these music videos, just go watch the biggest K-pop music video.
Yeah.
It's so produced. They're using like 40 different stage dancers. They got like an entire orchestra playing something. They've
How they get
they've
that
got like
shit
10
together.
different choreographers. They got videographers editing the shit out of it. Like, it probably costs $5 million to make one of these music videos, but they've
And they're so
built,
on point.
Yeah, and they've built an entire studio space that they can just pump them out so they can reduce the costs over all of these things. And it's
If you
like,
mess up, they're sending you
But
to
there's
North
so many
Korea.
Yeah.
Koreans that love it.
exactly.
And then I
They
got
have
cousins,
to.
I got brown people that are my cousins that love it. I'm like, why do you don't speak the language? What the fuck's going on here?
Dude, I'm telling you,
It's
that
wild,
on
man.
YouTube, they have those commercials now, the Korea ads. So they're the commercials to go to Korea.
Oh shit.
Like, you can't go to Korea. First of all, if I'm catching the plane, last place I'm sorry I'm going is
Yeah,
Korea.
no thanks.
No, I'm not going to anywhere. I'm not even going to Nelson, BC. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so let's knock that off. But they're putting these commercials, and the songs on these commercials are unbelievable. And they have the dance, and it's all choreographed, and it's like they've been doing it for years, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't see the guy with the rifle behind the camera.
Just weird.
You missed a move.
It's a different reality.
It really is, man, and it's fucking some like 1984 level, like watch out, like you make one wrong move, like you're out. Like, basically you audition as an artist to just basically be the front of the program or whatever you call it, the group, and it's like, damn, imagine having literally no autonomy over the art you produce.
your
Like,
existence.
are you even an artist? You're just a performer. Like, you're an entertainer. No disrespect to you. That's a viable form of income.
like a circus.
Yeah, but exactly. It's more entertainment and a very strict performance based level than it is like, here is something that's supposed to like map my soul. You know,
Yeah.
when we look at like great works of art, if it's not self-referential or to do with like a greater context, like Banksy and like the shredding, you know, the kind of the representation of the commentary, the only other kind of art that I see that we really have is like talking about the human experience. And I think that's what the Enlightenment really taught us, was the importance of like existentialism and the human experience. And we like, it revitalized and there was a whole renaissance essentially of like art once again into like the objective world and the human experience of the so-called objective world. And like now we don't see as many artists that really touch upon that. So much shit is about the same kind of like stuff that was Crazy was rapping about, like money, sex, and power. You know, all the three basic things.
Did you always have this commentary in your mind about this, or is this something that over time you've seen things happen that have changed your perspective and brought you to where you are thinking about it like this now?
For me, like, obviously when you're growing up and like what, like, let's say you're 16, you're 17, you're kind of like realizing all this mass media and like you start to like read magazines and like read popular news that like adults see and stuff. And, you know, you think like, yeah, I want to be rich. I want to be famous. Like, I never really wanted to be famous. I just wanted to be respected. But I definitely wanted to be rich. And it's like, because you feel like it gives you autonomy. It feels like it gives you power. And you know what? To some extent, it really does. Because you can do stuff with money that you can if you don't have it, right?
You can buy time.
You can buy time. You
That's
can buy
number one.
people to do stuff for
That's
you,
number
leaving
one.
you to make more critical thinking choices.
Absolutely.
Supposedly, that's not what a lot of rich people do, but supposedly that's the benefit. And so, growing up, I realized that I started reading philosophy and I started like understanding about the world and the concept of like self-actualization, and that like at the end of the day, life is like meaningless. The universe doesn't care about humans, right? Like the earth is just a cold, dark rock
Facts.
with water all over it. Who cares? But we want to find that meaning in ourselves, so we'll spend endless hours trying to like devise some sort of purpose out of the air. We'll like grasp for straws. We'll look for shit shaking. We're like, oh, that's got to be this, and it's like, oh, there's a God. You could believe whatever you want to believe. I don't care. It doesn't matter as long long as it makes you live a meaningful life to you, that's what I care about. But I think like we've kind of gotten away from that. Like we've kind of gotten away from looking at the beauty of small things and respecting the space and the beauty we've created for ourselves. Like it's no joke to live in a society where everyone has access to a multi-billion-dollar industry in your pocket. The fact that this works is incredible.
It's mind-blowing.
I can wirelessly send you my entire life over the internet, dude. It literally connects to towers wirelessly and sends that stuff to you. And we're so caught up in our own drama.
It's scary.
It's
I don't
like,
want to touch my phone.
yo, it's wild that like people like cheat on video games for what? Like to gain like status? Like what are you doing? What happened to winning on your own merits? You know, it's crazy.
This connects right back to the point you were just making, like the idea of existing in this world, and people would look at their phone and see a view of like a forest and mountain, be like, wow, that's so fucking beautiful, it's so beautiful, but never go to a fucking forest or a mountain and look at it in person, but relish it over the phone, like wow, amazing. We've offset so much of our sensory perceptions and feelings to what means things to this thing that we don't really realize it outside of everything that's happening, like actually happening. We're on this gigantic rock and just flying.
Yeah, it is. Man. It's so funny how you just get kind of tuned into life and you don't really think about all the things that really make life happen. You know?
Absolutely, man.
Really? Like we don't take into consideration how hard it is on a daily basis for us to live the way we live.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking tough. There's somebody down the line that's getting shit on for everything that we do.
Everything.
Right? Every text we send and every, beer or juice, no name brand juice that I'm sure is responsibly
PC
packaged.
Blue Menu, bro.
Right?
You guys know 2 Google searches generates the same consumes the same amount of energy as boiling a pot 1 liter of water.
God damn.
Oh wow.
Just 2 Google searches.
God damn.
Think about that energy use, man.
Wow,
that's
crazy.
actually ridiculous.
Yeah,
You
it's
just search
outrageous.
like some bullshit like that, like you're literally using resources. People like it's hard to conceptualize if you don't ever pay attention and care about these things.
No.
But like you
You're
can't
asking way too much of
you can't
everyday
live
people.
a life, and like this is what I think is the problem too, like in talking about like the human experience, is that when we don't take a minute to like reflect and introspect on ourselves and like the way that we operate with all this stuff in the world, we forget just how, like you said, complicated our survival is and how luxurious it is and how much we literally depend on millions of people every day just to make the basic networks we use function at the bare minimum level.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like plumbing, like sewage systems.
Yeah.
The fact that your sewer system doesn't back up and smell
Turning
like
your
crap
tap
all the
on.
time. Clean water, hot water, right?
Yeah.
Like all these
For
things.
real, man. For
And that's
real.
just basic like life necessity. We're not even
yeah.
at the technological level yet.
Yeah,
like
I know.
Right? Like we
It's
depend
hard.
on so many people, and the fact that we're not grateful for that, the fact that we don't value ourselves enough, and we just like we're just in a rat race all the time. I find that mind-boggling.
So are you people of the future who are watching this and you're sitting there, you don't have to go to work and you're not going to work, you're getting this universal income, you're sitting at home flicking through YouTube because that's what you're getting paid for.
I need that universal income, yo. I need some of that money. It's my motherfucking money. I
Sure
paid
knows.
taxes for you to give it back to me, bitch ass.
Oh man, that's where it's going.
Oh yeah, man. Fuck that. Just tax dodging billionaires sending their money to like
Non-stop.
Irish like tax havens because they'd rather just like, why would you make the infrastructure that made you successful? Why would you want to give that to other people? Yeah, fuck other people.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's ridiculous, man.
So, you grew up your whole life being an artist?
Me?
Yeah.
I was athlete turned artist.
Okay. So when you started being an artist, what was your main direction musically? Hip hop, R&B, country, rock?
I grew up listening to everything from Michael Jackson to Dolly Parton in my house. My
Nice.
dad used to crank Led Zeppelin really loud. He also used to crank the Eagles super loud in there. He used to fall asleep to Alice Cooper cranked in his headset. I had my first poster of all time was a Rick Astley poster, and my second poster of all time was a Michael Jackson poster. No, other way around. Michael Jackson Beat It was first. Rick Astley was second.
Nice.
Rick Astley.
Never gonna give you
And
up.
the only
Never.
reason I had the Rick Astley poster is because somebody gave me 2 posters, and one was Samantha Fox and the other one was Rick Astley, so I put them both up.
Samantha Fox.
Then I learned the value
Jeez.
in my love of music turned into heavy metal at
Nice.
the early age of about 13. And so I started getting into long hair glam
I was
music.
gonna say, were you
grew
long
my
hair?
hair really long and
Wow.
got into a band.
Kiss.
Yeah, got into a band. I was
Twisted Sister type stuff.
Skid
Hey,
Row,
Twisted
Motley
D. Snyder.
Crue,
Fuck yes.
Skid
Nice.
Row, Motley Crue. The more of the glam band crap.
Right.
Right, not heavy stuff, and not the 70s, Kiss and all that stuff. And so I started that, and then I met a girl when I was 16, and she liked a little thing called R&B hip hop music,
Nice.
and I was just
Nice.
like the rap crap, as we used to call it back in the day. And so I went from singing in a band as a singer in a band to cutting my hair off for a girl, and started listening to hip hop.
Damn,
nice.
that's dedication to the
And then I
girl right
never went
there.
back.
Power.
Wow.
And it's really funny because as a 40-something-year-old, of course I went through the hairband stage. Of course I did. That was normal for guys my age, right?
Yeah.
And so I had that little history in it. But I realized something that, was really funny because guys my age and your age, not his age, but our age, we've seen generations of music crammed into maybe a couple generations. But we've seen transferring of music styles and what's hot and what's not, and artists saying, I hate rap, and this other guy, I hate metal, and then Anthrax and Public Enemy getting together and doing it that
Yeah,
shut
man.
everybody up. You know what I mean? And that was huge for us because
Very big.
we experienced those things live, right?
Yeah.
And those changed culture.
Yeah. Did.
And it really was all part. And I really believe that how rap and how that music connected with the rock music is what elevated hip hop culture.
I think so.
Oh yeah, man. I'm a firm believer that
Gave it
hip hop.
validation.
Walk This Way was the game changer.
It's an
Walk This Way,
extension.
yeah.
It's an extension of rock. Because rock was described as like the rebel music, right?
Yeah.
And isn't that the whole story of hip hop? That's
Yeah.
the whole point. Like it's like, yo, like we don't care for your rules. Like, come on, feel the noise. Like rock out. You
Hip
know?
hop destroyed disco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely
It had to happen.
ruined it.
Yeah.
Because it was so fresh. And the idea that you could now use words, literally just write poems.
Who talking?
Yeah, literally just writing poems and rapping over break beats because there were no producers making beats.
Yeah.
Just dude scratching and cutting.
Yeah, man.
And the dude just saying, throw your hands in the air.
Yeah.
And that's how we created the highest selling art form in the history.
Yeah, man. It
history of the
starts
world.
and it started so simply. Like it usually just started with like sampling jazz, like
Yeah.
the Amen break,
Yeah.
right? Like that was
Yeah.
like one of the most
Killed grunge,
common.
which
Yeah.
wasn't too bad.
That's fair.
So did you write raps?
I got them all right over there.
Did you
Over there.
ever attempt the freestyles?
You know what, man? It depends on the beat, right? It depends on the beat.
Were you ever caught in a cipher and made to freestyle?
You know what? I was caught in jailhouse freestyles. So we would sit down on a Friday night, and there would be 2 things. There'd be pillow boxing glove boxing matches.
Oh.
Put the 2 new guys into the center of the unit, and put pillows on their hands and tie them on with.
Oh,
socks.
that's funny, man. Some,
And
some
make them
hazing
fight.
shit. Yeah. That's funny.
And the other one was freestyle.
Nice.
Freestyle. So we'd have beatboxer guy, a
Oh,
beatboxer,
shit.
and we get in there and freestyle. I was not that great, but I was one of the tougher guys. So, you know what I mean?
You could get away with it.
I got away with some stupid shit. Calling someone names you probably shouldn't have, even though you're thinking it. Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Not a good look.
Oh man.
So obviously we have you here for a reason. So we're gonna put you on the spot.
yeah, do it.
We'll put
Hey,
you on
can I
the
go to the
spot a little
washroom
bit.
first?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, hold on.
Do you wanna?
Don't worry about it.
All right. See you
Cherry
later.
go down.
Oh, see you later.
So do you wanna freestyle some beats, or you wanna?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's about the music as much as it is about the
you have some
rhymes.
of your own instrumentals?
Yeah, I have some fucking instrumentals I
Oh,
can use.
shit,
Yeah,
okay.
I'd rather like I try to stay off so we don't get copyright claimed. Any kind of like other companies, those big record labels don't like that stuff. So, hold on, I feel like if we use some like smaller indie artists, they might not mind. But I don't know. Every time someone gets big, they start getting start backtracking the log, and they're like, "Hey, our bots got your fucking thing from like 17 years ago. We're gonna take all the ad revenue from that time." And
Well,
it's like,
yeah, I
holy.
did a freestyle to that ASAP Rocky, OG Beeper.
Oh, yeah?
Because that beat is just so dirty.
You like it? Nice.
Yeah, I got one of those copyright claims.
Yeah.
You've been flipped. This video has been flagged. Can I monetize? I'm trying to monetize it.
Every time, man. Every time, dude.
Trying to show you that I can rap on the beat, yo.
This is the one thing too, man. Like honestly, like it's been so corporatized that like what the hell are copyright laws even supposed to do now? Because like we're basically preventing and stifling innovation within creativity. It's ridiculous. It's like how can you own
no real rules.
How can you own words? How can you own the sequence of words? Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, so now it gets tricky because I mean with social media it's nonstop and I only have one like actual published album out and my entire catalog's on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
What?
But if someone uses it, I can't get paid
Yeah.
because it's fucking TikTok.
Yeah. Exactly.
Any of these social media platforms, if one of your beats just happen to go viral on TikTok and gets like 1 million views, doesn't mean anything for the artist. So yeah, to me that's a little ridiculous.
And that sucks. See, like see, I get it. Like to some extent, as an artist, you want to get paid for your work.
Yeah.
So like copyright was set up to do that, but now
There's no rules.
I don't know, man. It's the Wild West, and like
Yeah.
the recent cases with like the Katy Perry Roar one, that was awful. Like
Crazy.
You know the case?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that was an awful precedent to set by the jurors. Like, and the thing is, this guy goes up there as like a music professor, and yeah, he's got the credentials, but you know he's not being academically honest. You know
it's
he
so
knows
wrong.
that's bullshit.
So
Like
crazy.
it's like the idea
People
of
are
like
so broke, okay? They're just like
Right?
reaching.
and like it's just a descending basic pattern. It's just like dun 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 dun. How the fuck could you copyright
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What?
It's just so sad. But I wonder how many downloads that guy got after.
Ridiculous.
Right? Like how many downloads did he get? Okay, maybe it cost him a couple fazools to, right, to get on the press and to run a story through the Associated Press. But shit, man, you get some people downloading that. They're trying to compare, right? Put their 2 cents in on Insta. It's really hard, man. It must be really tough for rappers to try to be original, and that's a weird thing to say because you should just be yourself.
Yeah.
But it must be fucking hard to come up with that next sensation. Like Heavy was asking earlier, what do you think about rappers
21
today?
Savage and all that, yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Today's rappers are not rappers. Don't be fooled. They're rappers, but they have a team that makes them that persona of who they are. Like you look at a guy like Future, or who's the Cardi B guy? Is that Future?
One of the Migos guys.
I think it's Offset.
Offset.
One of those guys.
Is it yeah.
I am almost willing to guarantee that if you said, okay, Offset, go write your next album right now. Go in there, do whatever you got to do, put your creativity down, man. Let's see what you feel. He probably won't even get one song.
No.
Because he's just some black guy tattooed with crazy hair, married to Cardi B, doesn't really have to do anything but show up.
Yeah.
How hard? That's so hard to compete with.
Well, you got to understand, they're catering to a completely different market now that actually respects trash.
It's crazy, buddy.
It's for different enjoyment.
It's for different situations.
Exactly, right? Like trap now gets played in clubs. Like you never listen to rock came in a club. Like
well, I mean, I guess it depends where you go to. So here's what really fucking makes me so mad. Okay, so this crackhead 6ix9ine, right?
Oh yeah, Tekashi. Yeah,
he was an
fuck
Angie
that
Martinez.
guy.
You know Angie Martinez,
Yeah.
Hot 97. Angie Martinez, like the hip
Hardest
hop
spot to get on.
pioneer
Yeah.
for dropping the greatest records back in the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Is interviewing this fucking schmuck and asking him about his creative process. And she said, I listened to some of your songs, and she's like, do you even try? And he fucking said no. He's like, I don't. He's like, I don't give a fuck.
He doesn't have to.
He actually says, I don't give a fuck. He's like, they put on a beat, and I just say some fucking stupid shit that rhymes, and I leave.
Yeah.
He's like, listen to it. You can tell I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, man.
But people are buying this shit, man.
That's what I don't understand too. Like
It's this imposter culture, man.
I get it for some extent, but it's like if it's gonna be like that, if it's gonna be so low effort, then give the credit to who it's really due. The person that made the fucking music. Because if you're
The
just
beat,
listening
yo.
it for the beat, because man,
that's
don't
it.
get me wrong, trap beats are fucking fire. Some of them,
Amazing.
right? Like the
Amazing.
introduction,
instrumentals,
the introduction of
Yeah.
triplets into hip hop was a revolutionary thing
Yeah.
for drum rhythms
Yeah,
and break
sure.
beats. That was sick, right? But like. Come on, man! We're gonna take this huge rhythmic instrument and like this revolutionization of our beats and then just throw bullshit onto it. What the hell? Like we could have taken this to the next level, and as what we just accepted laying down. Like you got Eminem coming back, showing that you can still do it, but like we need some fresh boys on the fucking market, you know?
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some fucking dope artists. There's some artists right now that are doing amazing things. Like J. Cole's one of them. To me, right now, J. Cole's top of the hill.
Pretty far, yeah.
If you're asking about right now who fucking just kills it every time, Cole's up there for sure.
He's pretty real too. He's not some fake bullshit.
Yeah, Kendrick's another monster. Kendrick is like the first, I think, not the first, but close to like the first real artist in hip hop. Not just a hip hop artist. He's just an artist, right? Yeah. He creates things that are very off the cuff and like left field. Not all hip hop. Yeah. Like a real true artist.
Yeah, like Donald Glover.
Yeah, like more like
diversifies.
Donald Glover's a chameleon. He can just do anything.
He's crazy. He's very talented.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So are we using your beats or what?
Yeah, I got some. Do you have an aux cable out here?
I actually do.
What
is the...
Give me 1 second.
What is the thing here?
So here's what it is, okay? I started emceeing when I was like fairly young, and I started emceeing by freestyling, me and my homies, Queasy and Daga. And all we did was freestyle for hours and hours and hours over instrumentals. And we used to call those things infamous sessions. And we used to take a fucking cassette recorder, okay? A recorder that you had to put a cassette into to record your audio. And we would record our freestyles driving around the city. And this now is going to be the very first infamous sessions on Phrase Podcast featuring Shady, Alite, and Mr. Mike ACDJ.
I'm the worst of all of you.
That's okay, man. It's not about the best of the worst. It's just about expressing what you got, man.
I don't have anything. I'm fucking ace. I'm emotional.
We'll trade some bars here just to set the scene a little bit. So we're not going to give you any words, Shady. We just want you to. We're just going to play with the beats.
Hell yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah. Hey, you never know, man. We might just end up making a song.
Might write a hit.
This kind of shit happens, man. Sit down with somebody and freestyle. Next thing you know, you got a whole song.
All right, this is ready. You want to play this?
Let's see how loud it is. Go for it.
You want me to turn it up on mine so you can get the clear rate?
Here on the Phrase Podcast.
What's that little?
This is a little bus.
The cable, maybe?
It's just the cable. Yeah, it can't be hanging. It's got to be sitting flat. It's DJ magic right there.
You know your shit. Is that too loud or is that gonna come in clean?
Oh, can't hear anything, man.
Okay.
It's garage. The high pad.
Yo, this is my boy. I made with this song with Dylan. Ooh. Shout out to my boy. This is DNS Productions, right? This is sick. Yeah. We made the song like 2 years ago.
Nice.
Just get into beat making and stuff. So this is fun.
This is your beat?
Yeah. This is my friend Dylan and I made this. This is sick. Oh. All right, so give me any topic. It doesn't have to be like words. Let's keep like conceptual.
So let's see. Spark it with some.
Start something off.
Yeah. Spark it off with something that bothers you.
Bothers me? Yeah. All right, let's go. Yo, yeah, I'm just mad at the fact that all these motherfuckers had what they wanted, all this cash, all the stacks, and all the people just surrounding in the buildings, corporate mad and trying to just fucking rip it. I've been thinking, I've been tripping, I've been wondering how these motherfuckers trying to make the image so fake, fucking spinning lies in the weaves, trying to do this like they getting in the city bullshit, preaching like they know shins, preaching like they know this, man, can't focus, this concept's just broken, hold on to the fucking focus. But man, I'm just mad at the way that you rap and pretending it's great cause you taking the cap and then pulling off and just fade it to black. I don't want it gone, I just want you to rap. Come on, don't be whack, don't just spit the nonsense. The conscience can't fucking pay the time spent, and you just know that you do this breaking the motherfucking leaves cause you smoking faking. But man, you don't think that you can reach this. I'm teaching, I'm preaching, spinning the weed teaming. Yeah baby, cause you know we just conquering our demons. What you want from us? Fucking see this. That's right.
Yeah. You can see this.
Wow.
Damn, yo, you better believe
Just
it.
did-
A-L-I-T-E, and I try to be the meanest. Sit back in the cut, and I know I'm not the leanest. I got a little weight on me, but it's all good. When the freestyle hit, man, I knock on wood that I don't fuck it up, and I don't drop a word, and I hit every verb, and I leave you disturbed just a little bit. I'm a wiggle leg, get up in your middle, make sure that you feel every single syllable that I be hitting it. The digits that I be moving on. A-L-I-T-E, you know that the freestyle game is strong, and you gotta understand it's just words. We're not really playing, we're practicing these words and patterns and rhythms that you can understand. Create a little story for my Fijians all over the world. On this island that we call man to the B to the C in the belly of the beast. Got that A-C-D to the J. Shitty, am I right? A-L-I-T-E all night.
All
bitches.
night, baby. What up, motherfuckers? Yeah, I like that, man.
That was good.
Fire, boys. That's sick. I got 2 more songs queued up. We can keep going a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah. I just know, I just wanna hold on and just show, expose all the fucking leaves under the curtains. I'm burning the leaves and you know that we certainly, I'ma chop this like Bruce Lee when you know he's just option, he's just fucking spinning it. Give you a kick butt in your ass and I'm taking you to class cause you know that we a mass, we just rap.
Damn.
Wow, that was good. I felt
Yeah.
totally embarrassed to even try.
No, man.
No, I didn't even try.
It's not about that.
Yeah, no, honestly,
no,
man, I
cipher,
encourage
yeah.
everybody. You think I was good when I started? Fuck no, man. I was just in the shower, just spewing like nonsense. It was really funny.
Yeah,
really
I remember
funny.
the first freestyle I did was fucking trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all my homies would look at me like, just
Yeah,
write,
exactly.
just keep writing.
Just keep writing.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. I'll make this shit work.
Yeah, this one's a little more darker one. I made this more
like
recently. This is more like just like a storytelling one. I've been feeling so dark. I just want to sit in the back of the park, just spark and just talk what I want. In the arc of my life, I'm focused, losing it. I'm just trying to evoke my mistakes. I don't know what I did. I just played all the games to myself when I did stay. All the past decisions I ask. I wait for the applauses, I wait for the class. I know that I'm hoping and holding and asking all my friends, cause you know that we laughing. But man, I'm missing the patience. I'm all in the pandemonium, going crazy. I don't know what you want from the games. I'ma just trying to play it away, but I'm placating mistakes when I'm taking you to back into the station. Yeah, we just know that we trying to take vacations, but man, we don't get enough play, kid. We don't get enough plays. We don't do the shit cause we wasting our days, phasing away, cause you know I'm just trying to do the play, man. Come on, Reef.
Phasing away.
Phasing away.
Phasing away.
Gotta
Looking
phase
at the
away.
sky like I'm fading away. Looking at the place, trying to vibe it away. Beat skipped a little, but it's good. Fade away to another place I wish I would. Sometimes when I sit back and think about the predicament that we living in, it makes me wanna stink face. I can't take it. Feel like I'm in a rage, enraged with all the things that I see. Catastrophe on humanity, the calamity. Got me feeling different things. Make me wanna rap, make me sing. Make me wanna yell out and scream. Grab a motherfucker straight in his neck. Choke him out, leave him on the floor. I can't really take it, can't take no more. One day I'ma let off and it'll hurt. A-L-I-T-E, man, I disturb.
So disturbed, he yearned it with his motherfucking wisdom burned. And trying to just take and churn. And trying to do this shit he learned. Just toke pause, cause you know he's just taking the toke for all of us. Man, I don't know what we want, but I'ma do it. When I just fucking talk, I talk to you, walk with you, smoke this. And cause you know we just lost our mind. Hocus, like the lines, magician. I'ma show you how I'm so damn divine. Fictitious, mythic, cause you know that we hitting the rhythms. I'm spitting this shit cause I'm giving. The limit is how we just hitting our ceilings. No more feelings, I'ma hit while you reeling.
Fading away.
Fading away.
Fading away.
That's
Got my
good.
mind trapped in the haze. With my man shade.
Fading away.
Fading away. Looking at the sky blaze. Can't really take it, man. My brain is got me feeling so many things. The chronic on my mind, man, make me wanna think about different ways we could live. But sometimes people don't give a shit. Looking around like, where are we, man? Like there's lines on the pages of hieroglyphics, but they're not. It's easy to see. We're just blind to it. This reality is causing us to think in different ways. Leave us hypnotized days. Not even feeling the same things. Looking at the screen like we're trapped in the maze. Barrage of different things that we could say, but we don't. We choose to reiterate things the idiots say.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Something like that.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good, man. So, you don't even write.
No, honestly, like I do write sometimes, but it's not to the extent that I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the last one. This is more of a lo-fi beat.
Beautiful, man.
I really like this.
These are freestyle beats.
Yeah, these are freestyle beats. I made these to freestyle, and you can tell, like, I make that music for myself. Like, this is what I like, you know?
You give yourself the opportunity to lay
Yeah.
just patterns on these.
Mike, give me something else. Give me something else. Any topic. Doesn't have to be pretentious. Can be chill. Can be
All right.
stupid.
Walking outside.
I've been walking, I've been chilling, I've been talking on the phone like a villain. I've been thinking, I've been sparking, sitting home. And I'm outside, I'm looking through the window, causing pains when I'm seeing. And I'm, cause you know I'm bimbo lane. Ayy, I sitting and I'm just trashing in the park. I've been trying to sit and laughing with the whole places. Like Rosa Parks, I'm sitting. I just wanna take the next step, but no fucking gimmick. I've been popping off, dropping off all the kids at the park. You just be seeing me when it's gone. I'm a spark with my boy sitting next to me, employed, trying to fucking text sexily for joy. Yeah, we doing this. Don't fucking misconstrue this shit, ho, cause you know I'm just losing all my mind when I'm introducing you to the nuisance. Listen to my own 2 cents. I just got this patience when I'm losing all my fucking mind, cause you know when. Yeah, I've been killing this, willing to do this shit for the motherfucking little bloodsuckers. Everybody trying to do this shit when you know I'm making mistakes, lovers. You got plays, you got games, you got ways that you're talking to me. All I wanna do is fade away.
Fade away, steps in these streets, one step at a time, and I can't even see where my feet reach. The concrete looks bleak. Everything around you feel the need to just wanna ingest, but you wanna invest instead. But you're stuck in patterns that are repetitive. I can't even understand the complexities that we need to achieve something that could feed the entire population globally. I don't know why I'm on this path, but anarchy is what's in my brain. I can say anything that I want to say, use the words and leave the beat stain.
Going outside. Ain't nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
I'm hiding from COVID, man. And I got some pride. I gotta get my ass out before I go thin. Cause you know that there is gonna be a sun again.
Hey.
One day those clouds gonna come, they're gonna cover up all the sky.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to stay in my room and just get high.
Oh,
You know that's the truth. There ain't no stopping. Because when I start rapping, man, it just starts popping.
yeah, it does, baby. Mike, fucking get some champagne out here, baby.
Sick, shady.
Yeah, dude.
All right, let's get another one.
Honestly, this is what I love about freestyle, man. Like connecting with you guys on this level is crazy.
Yeah,
Right?
Cool. Music's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I
Game
mean?
changer.
All right, so give him a subject.
Just talk about nonsense that you just see, just nonsense.
Hit him
Tyson
with the
fight.
matter.
Yeah.
Oh, you want some Tyson?
let's do some
Oh, we
Tyson
gotta
fight.
get some beat for you though. One second.
All right, let's see what Tyson beat.
Oof.
Right, you describing the night of the fight and the fight night in a freestyle. Right, so let's do some bars and then point
Upping
at the
the
next
ante.
guy, and then the next guy has to jump in and continue the. And
I like
continue.
that. I like
Do you
that.
have something? Because I'm pretty much out here. From,
Got YouTube.
We could YouTube a beat.
yeah.
Yes, you like when you caught a pattern, Mike, in that freestyle. When you catch a pattern like that, now because you caught like you ended up, because you know how you hit the 1, the 2, you caught it on the 2, which gives you the space in the 1 to lay the pattern for the next.
Yes, so the brain works fast.
It's incredible. It's incredible the way everyone's brain just kind of finds ways to fill in blanks like that.
It's weird, eh?
But you have to have some kind of artistry first to be able to get there, right? It's not just gonna happen.
Oh, this is good.
Is that a beat? Is that instrumental?
Yeah.
Oh
that's a
shit!
good one.
That's kind of violent.
It is a little violent.
Whatever. Okay, let's
Okay.
start it off.
So we
Here
gotta
go
make
now.
sure we keep some Tyson and Roy Jones in the mix. Gia. Unlike any Saturday night in recent history, thinking about I can't believe legends on the screen. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. You wanted to see it.
Yeah, that's
Chip
right.
wanted to see it in the 90s, but instead it's coming at a time when the world was in a place that is so deranged and out of space. Now we sitting here looking at these faces of these two 50-year-olds getting into the ring. Mike and Buffer about to scream their names, and then after that you get to hear the vibe. Let's get ready to rumble right inside, Mike.
Who, me? You want to hear from me?
Yeah.
Man, I was sitting on the couch at 9:53. I was waiting for the fight to come on. I was watching Snoop get it on. He was smoking some big ass joints, and man, I had to get my own one on.
Yeah.
So I got up, got myself a drink, got back to the thing, and what do you think? I see Mike Tyson walking out the ring with a black towel.
Yeah.
I had to go get my black towel. Oh shit.
Mike. That's right. We watching the fight. That's right. We like these two damn big guys. I don't wanna know what about to hit fucking the black eyes. I've been just getting smoked up and seeing what they doing. Man, they got bodies better than that 19-year-old boy's been screwed with. On the scene, take care of yourself. On the mean, looking at their health. Look at their home men so well. Look at them. Oh damn, so healthy. They about to fucking smack you in your booty hole. Motherfucking damn, Mike Tyson, just let him go. Knock him out.
Body shot, left to the right. Body shot, uppercut,
Left to the right.
That's what I was waiting for, but it never really happened. Cause Roy Jones was hugging on Mike all night. Get action. Trying to get up in Tyson's ass. I never thought I'd see a man get up on Tyson's ass, but it happened. Roy Jones couldn't take the pounding. Mike Tyson wanted to knock him out with something astounding, but it ended in a way that was really so delayed. Pissed me right the fuck off. A draw? That's what they say? They called it a draw, man. I couldn't believe it. Wanted to turn that shit off, but man, you can see that Snoop Dogg has got a career in broadcasting for sure. He could get away with whatever he wants, you know.
Yeah.
Dropping bars, telling Roy Jones to run, calling them his uncles at the barbecue just for fun. Shit.
That's just
Snoop Dogg's
great,
the
dude.
shit.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
That was good. That was good.
But you see, there's fuck ups,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's natural.
There's gonna be some drop bars.
Yeah.
Makes me mad.
Yeah, shit, it happens.
You gotta go through it.
Even the greats have to have some off days. Even the greats. Who are the great freestyle rappers?
Well, MC Supernatural's greatest.
Like the guy just goes up and just raps on stage.
MC Supernatural, greatest freestyler in the history, I think, in the history of freestyles.
Yeah.
This guy can freestyle essays. He's fucking phenomenal. If you get a chance, look up MC Supernatural.
Yeah.
He's from the 80s, 90s, been around forever. Not really given his just due, but yeah, he's the best.
Nice, man.
I would say
That's
he's the
fucking
best.
sick.
Who's the most commercialized one?
Most commercial rapper?
Yeah, like
Drake, easy.
Freestyler.
Drake's freestyle everything?
No, he
No,
doesn't freestyle
no.
anything.
Most commercial
Like
freestyle.
freestyle,
Oh,
yeah.
no, I misunderstood your question. Oh.
So like
I guess-
Jay-Z? Is Jay-Z
I guess
still?
you could say Jay, because everyone says he freestyles.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about as a like how what's your standard of freestyle?
Well, they said he freestyles his whole album,
Oh, yeah,
which
fair
is
enough.
unheard. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's
I don't
kinda
get
crazy.
it. But you know what the crazy thing is? Like I've heard other. Should we kill that?
Oh, yeah, here. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, man.
It's okay. I guess it depends on what you believe other artists saying about him, because I've heard many other artists say that he freestyles his entire album.
Thanks, man.
And can you imagine some of the bars that he's dropped over his career on some of these? He's made some legendary
money.
foundational hip hop music, and it's all freestyle. It's
It's
crazy.
really ridiculous. How much?
Do,
I mean-
do you believe that though?
I mean, I'm sure.
To what extent do you think
I'm
that's
sure he
actually
writes. I'm
true?
sure he writes.
Right? Like-
you cannot have that detailed vocabulary, those detailed rhyme schemes, and not have written it at some point.
Yes.
I'm sure he
You just
writes
have a
obsessively,
photographic memory.
I think it's. I
and then
think
he
it's-
just records it all.
Yeah.
It's got to be. I think it's not just the words though. The vocabulary you can freestyle. I've done that. What I can't freestyle is like the jokes. You know,
Yeah.
you
The
can't you
punchlines.
can't freestyle a punchline.
You gotta come
'Cause
into
it's-
them. You gotta come into
because
them.
it's conceptually difficult to write that
Now,
into
I
a
will argue
word.
this because this is where I really believe that you have to be as a comedian now. You have to. The
Yeah. Oh
level's gone up.
Don't get me wrong. Sorry, I don't mean to say that you can't just freestyle like
Yeah.
punchlines. No, I mean you can't freestyle a really tight rhythm, flow,
Oh, yeah, that's
vocab, and make a punchline
Yeah, no,
at
yeah,
the
that's
same
tough.
time.
Like-
Like that's like
That's
some
tough.
level of conceptualization that you have to be looking for, like upwards.
Yeah,
down,
like
you
but
know.
you have to see like because sometimes I can feel like a punchline coming. Like I know I'm leading up to
Yeah,
this.
that's
this is gonna be
fair.
dope. And I know it's coming.
Yeah.
Because you've created a rhyme pattern that you know is gonna end. and now you can see like a finish line for this last bar, and you know that you've said some funny shit already, and you could tie it up right now.
Yeah.
You can see that coming, but it's not going to be every fucking.
No, and it's not going to be as detailed as some of like the good, like the really funny jokes or like the really hard hitting, like meaningful
Are you
rhyme
a
schemes.
Lil Wayne fan?
I mean, what era? He kind of dropped off a little bit.
Okay, let's say, is there an era of Lil Wayne that you like?
Like around where like just before like Lollipop and stuff got popular, was pretty good. He was pretty fucking like sick back then.
Yeah, I mean, he says he's never written a rhyme in his life. He said he freestyles everything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
You just gotta buy it.
Have you heard, you obviously heard Amelie?
Yeah.
Where he starts out, "I'm a millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire, fresher than Nigerian hair." That's the opening line. That's a pretty fucking dope opening line. There's a video of him recording the song that he gets the beat. He's standing in his living room, he's got a mic up, and he starts rapping.
crazy.
And he just starts the song, and he just goes from the beginning of the verse to the hook in one take.
That's
in one
nuts.
long take. And then he sits and listens back to it, and he does it again. Another take, and switches some stuff up. And it's all just
He does that on his tour
done
bus or whatever.
spontaneously.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, we don't know these guys, so I mean, they could be furious with the pen game.
I think
Yeah.
you create a system that works for you. It's kind of like editing, like people like editing on Mac or PC, right?
Yeah.
On videos and music. And
Yeah.
I think you get to you figure out the tricks of your trade and what works for you, right? And then you just go with it. And it becomes, after 10 years, second nature.
Yeah, like like Michael Jackson used to like record everything on just with his voice on a little cassette player basically, and he would just record it right there with his little thing, and then just like go to have the session artist come up. He would just be like, all right, I need
Music for this
I need
shit.
sax, I need piano, I need this and this, and then
Dude, he would mouth the instrumentation.
yeah,
dude.
no, and like
crazy.
This is crazy.
and the way I learned that too is because there was a court case where I think a lady from like 1982 tried to say that one of his songs was hers, and so like she's like, this is my recording, and he's like, actually, nah, my dude, I have this fucking cassette tape labeled 1981 right here. Just fucking lays it, done, like court over,
Mike
dismissed.
was good about his business, man. He didn't play no
was good.
fucking game.
No, man, and honestly, man, that guy's a fucking legend. I strongly believe because of the way that media's changed, and because now everybody has access to a platform, and there's a lot of bullshit, and there's just so much of it out there now. There will never be as artists as big as that era. There will never be a single household
Drake's
name
pretty
like
big.
Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
but he's not as widespread. Michael Jackson
true.
wasn't even the poorest nations. People in the Philippines, in Iran, in the middle of nowhere, knew
Pope
Michael
and shit.
Jackson's name.
Dude, I had relatives in Fiji that didn't have TVs, but they knew who Michael Jackson was.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the next person would have to be like some crazy hybrid peacemaker artist. You know what I mean? Like someone
Yeah, I think
that
the Rock.
UN
I think
level?
The Rock is close. I think the Rock is.
Yeah,
the
like
Rock is
motivational.
Yeah,
universally
that's
close.
fair. That's fair.
And again, like the platform is crucial. What you do with it, right? And I think the Rock has done a lot of really good things in the past little while to create a platform that matters.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to separate him from a lot of other.
I have my bet
Schmucks
still
out
about
there.
Will
Yeah, that makes
Smith.
sense.
I still have my bet on Will
Will's
Smith
great.
being president.
Will's great.
I got a long-standing bet with a friend. I don't know when I'm supposed to pay or whatever. Or he's supposed to pay.
I think-
because it seems like I got the good end. I could die, or he could die first, right?
I think for the 30 and aboves, yeah, Will Smith would be like a
Will's
pretty
dope.
prime choice.
I think
but
he'd be in there.
25 and under, I honestly think like they find him a little outdated.
Outdated.
Yeah, for sure. Like he gets definitely memed on social media. Like for example, there was this one YouTube thing in 2019. It was like the rewind, and like Will Smith was the face of the front rewind, and it was like YouTube selling out and using these like old guys,
yeah.
and they don't care. So young people as much
That
like
shit Lucas
they don't
Joyner
buy
did
as
about
much
him
into
was
like the
good,
disgenuine like bullshit, because like that traditional media carries that, right? And but that's the thing. Like that's not even to say that the new people aren't non-genuine, because they aren't. Honestly, there's so much bullshit
Well, I
on
think Will was
TikTok
like-
and
I
modern
think Will
media.
was like one of the fastest people to 1 million on Instagram, right?
Who's that?
Will Smith, because he for a long time he didn't have any social media, and then he decided to jump on Instagram.
Yeah, I think
and he
you're right.
became like the fastest growing account or something. But dude, can you imagine being in his situation, and his son's one of the biggest rappers in North America, and he gets to jump on a track with his kid? It's fucking pretty wild.
It'd be pretty
that's
cool,
pretty crazy.
especially as a
He
rapper
did.
himself.
They made that song Icon. You know Jaden's song Icon?
Yeah.
I
It's crazy how
called him
Jaden's a superstar.
Superstar.
Is he a superstar?
Dude, he's a fucking
Really, I don't
superstar.
actually like hear him in like the
He
circles that
tours
get
with,
songs
he
recommended to
tours
me.
with Tyler the Creator, and on
Okay,
Feature,
that's
he
pretty
tours with
big.
these guys.
That's pretty big.
He's a monster, man.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
a
I saw a
monster.
couple of his videos. I'm like, holy shit, this kid's actually like got
He's
through
talented.
all of the stuff, and he's kind of riding that ambiguous wave.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's got that
Yeah.
water company, right? Which is pretty
Yeah.
dope. He takes those gigantic water tanks to places that don't have water.
Yeah, they're really good. These
Oh, that's
kids,
cool,
like,
man.
are like,
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
for- good for
Well,
him,
you
good for
know, Will Smith and Jada are gonna raise good kids, right?
Yeah,
They're
of
pretty,
course.
Pretty philanthropic.
pretty serious people. So
Well, when the aliens came back here, they made the choice to try to save the planet.
Yeah.
And they knew that they had to get to the highest levels of human government. And the only way they could do that was to pioneer a rap movement that
Boom.
would last for generations and generations in order to get to the White House and take over.
Thus enter Will Smith's Getting Jiggy With It.
oh no.
Right? Welcome to Miami was not to it was to his people, because that was the easiest port, right? They've crashed in the ocean, and then they would just disguise themselves as Cubans and come into the country, and it happened all through the 80s. That's how the aliens got into our country.
But would it be a bad
telling
thing
you.
if Will got elected?
Dude,
He's a
we
very
don't want
intelligent guy,
aliens
man.
to take over. And listen, yes, listen.
You're not talking about ET out here. You're
I
talking
am
about like
talking about real life extraterrestrial aliens that have come down here and disguise themselves as artists, once again taking that name
Oh, okay.
and misleading us. And they're listening. Do I believe this? Yeah, let's see what if I do.
Well,
Let's
have you
see
seen
what I
the
do.
pill video? If you've seen the pill video, you have to believe it.
No, which one? What?
The Tic Tac, the UFO Tic Tac.
No.
You haven't.
What is
Oh,
that?
you mean the
Fucking
one in
serious?
the sky. The one
Yeah.
in the sky. Yes.
Being chased by the military guys.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
You haven't seen this?
Is it just like a meme?
No, it's a real fucking video, man.
But he's
There's a
Scientology.
real video of Air Force pilots chasing a UFO,
Yeah,
and they're
I've seen
talking to each other, saying, "Are you seeing this thing? Do you see how fast this thing is?" And they can't keep up with the pilot that's flying this aircraft is flying the fastest aircraft on Earth at this time. And this thing fucking shows up. It's shaped like a Tic Tac. They call it the Tic Tac. There's a video of this, like the sonar videos. where
I'm
you can see-
skeptical.
Dude,
I'm
the
skeptical.
US military came out and confirmed its existence.
Really?
Yeah.
What year was this? What are you
This
talking
is
about?
like
This is
maybe 2.5 years ago now.
Yeah,
maybe
it's not very far.
Under 3 years ago, they came out and confirmed it.
Listen,
There's UFOs in the atmosphere
There is.
confirmed,
There
and
is.
we're
there is, and they hear it. They're here.
sheeping.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going
Dude, look,
to in
and are
our
you
generation.
skeptical?
We're going to learn.
Look it up. I'm telling you, Tic Tac UFO.
We're
Just
gonna
gonna
learn
fuck you
that
up.
I will
there's-
learn before I speak.
And I think honestly, if you infiltrate as famous people.
As Will Smith.
Humans are stupid.
Like humans are stupid.
We
They
are the
follow-
Blorgons. I am Will Smith.
Well, but then they lead for a different nature, right? Like the whole climate control thing, right? The whole really taking care of the environment just came up in the last 25 years.
Yeah, I think it was Nixon's administration that started that
For me,
Protect Nature Act.
Okay, let's play this out. I want to play this out with you.
yes,
If you guys
I
don't
think
mind.
we should play this.
I want to
out.
play this out just conceptually because I want to
Yeah.
understand. Okay, let's say you're a technologically advanced civilization.
Yeah.
Right? Let's pretend we're humans and we're going to a different planet.
Yeah.
Okay, we get UFOs. We can hover at their atmosphere. Okay, we learn what their atmosphere is. We tune our vehicles to go into that atmosphere specifically and fly because aerodynamics is different on literally every
Everywhere.
planet. So you have to literally tune into that planet. Okay, so we're that advanced. What's the motivation, guys?
I personally think the motivation is the way we look at, the way some people look at an ant farm, and they stare at fucking insignificant. In our obviously they're not insignificant, but in our existence, an ant is insignificant. We don't pay it any mind. We fucking crush them, step on them. They're meaningless, useless, inferior in our mind creatures. But there's some people that get those fucking ant farms, and they just stare at that shit. Am I lying?
Yeah.
They have these fucking things.
No, I feel
that
I
they
get you.
buy,
Okay,
right?
okay, sure.
So we're the advanced life form looking at this thing like, wow. We see the intricacies, how they move, how they build colonies together, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Higher life form than us, or whatever we consider ourselves, would look at us
Yeah.
the same way. I think they would see us like this fucking parasite that is living on this planet and thinks, how devastating can one species be? There's only 7 billion of them, and they destroyed an entire planet. I think that would be the motivation. Let's see what the fuck these cockroaches are. Because we're like the cockroaches of the earth. right?
Entertainment, cheap entertainment. Because otherwise,
Or some kind of scientific, analytical, take back to the planet type thing.
I
research
100%
study?
I am in the same boat as you. I'm only rowing on the other side. And let me tell you, I'm doing the motherfucking J stroke at the back. Okay? Everyone's going straight. I'm doing J stroke.
Yeah.
All my canoeists out there will know that. Listen, I think it goes down to something way bigger than we can even imagine. Because if you think about Cleopatra and you think about the Egyptians of that time, they are farther away from the pyramids that we know than we are now.
Yeah.
Right? So Cleopatra was around 4,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? So they've been on this planet for a long time. Humans have been evolving for a long time.
Yeah.
And we are now at a point in the existence of humans, I think, that we're evolving faster than ever. We've discovered drugs, we've discovered antibiotics, we've discovered things that grow bigger babies, more intelligent babies. We've also come up with this fucking technology out of where it comes from, getting waves through the air to help us evolve mentally.
Yeah.
We consume more in one day than someone did 100 years ago in their entire life, information-wise. We absorb more than one day. And this has to be for a reason, all right? There has to be a reason for this.
Yeah.
And I think that the aliens are such an evolved species, then they want to integrate with us. But we can't get on their level intellectually. So they know that their shit is falling apart somewhere, and them coming down here and integrating with us, but we're not ready. That's why we don't know them.
So we're going to be spiked.
That's why we catch them, because our technology is starting to catch up to their lower end technology, right?
So you think we're becoming a threat?
Interesting.
No.
No?
They're trying to make us equal to them. And they can't interact with us until we're on their level of communication.
What's their motivation, though?
I think they want to live here. I think they want to integrate. It's a very
Like on Earth, like the planet
species.
Earth?
Yeah, I think they're social species, because if they were hostile, they would have taken us down already.
Easily.
So they're social species. They know human beings are judgy. They watch the news. They see how we treat other cultures and how we treat women. They've seen Friends. Okay? They don't want to fucking interact with us. We're not on their intellectual level yet.
So Shady's is literally looking at us like we're fucking crazy.
What do you think Area 51 is? Area 51 is a place where they're testing the technology in order to communicate.
So
with
you,
aliens. It's no warship.
What camp are you in when it comes to this conversation?
I mean, look, I'm like, I consider myself like an agnostic, right? So like, I'll accept evidence if it's valid enough.
Sure.
So I don't have any negative opinion to what you're saying. I'm open to being educated about it, but based on like logically, like thinking about it from the research I've read, like there's, I think it's Tarkov levels of civilizations. There's basically like different advancements in civilizations, milestones you reach, right? And I think one of the first step is like you have basic agriculture and you can just barely like subsist and just survive, right? And then you can take that level to conquering your own planet. And then level 2 is like when you start actually leaving your planet and colonizing other ones. And then level 3 is when you actually colonize your entire galaxy. So now you have control on an entire galaxy in your universe. And so you basically are harvesting entire stars for energy. And that's like the theoretical biggest one we can conceive of. If there was going to be any one species, infinite expansion is almost a necessity to survival, because you end up needing infinite resources as you keep growing. You continue to need to consume. We're parasitic, exactly. We're like a cancer. And so okay, if we're at level 1, which is basically what we are, we're only on our planet, what is a level 2? Like logically speaking, I'm trying to think here. What does a level 2 want with us? Because they're colonizing other planets. What, like either take Earth for its resources.
Now here's the problem that they didn't understand though, and this is what the aliens, if you're watching, you don't come take me. All right, if you're like this probes. Guy's on to us, right? You don't need anal probe. Just the problem is they never calculated global warming. They didn't calculate the
why do they care
that evolution would have on global warming, because they want us to come down here to Earth and live here, because we have everything. We have air, we have glaciers, we have everything. We have trees, we have vast land, right? You know, they want to come here, man. I think that they live in India.
If there's species anything like us, anything, even a shred like us, they would want to meet the other.
But we wouldn't handle it. If Heavy came back in this door and was like, "Hey guys, I know I'm a little off or whatever, but he's an alien. I'm just trying to make friends," right? If that happened, then it would be like, "Holy shit! Okay, I see why." You know, it's awkward. We would judge them.
Yeah.
We'd be like, "No, kill it! Get the fucking kill, burn it!" Right? It's a true natural human instinct that we haven't evolved out of yet. That's why Black Lives Matters organizations that pop up in a heartbeat that no human could possibly organize within that amount of time. Right? Because they understand the movement. They understand about evolving. And they understand that we have to learn to live as one.
Okay.
And not judge.
I would just ask the question this way. Isn't that a very human-centered perspective?
Yes, they understand us.
No. But what's the obsession? That's what I'm asking. Because like you're basing this off of
the same reason we dedicate billions of dollars to go to Mars.
They want to make
billions of dollars.
The same reason. I think if they're anything like us as a species, we're at a point where we now want to see more, right?
Yeah.
We want to expand. We want to see, dude, there's infinite galaxies and billions of planets.
You have to understand space travel to be able to travel.
I think
to
there's
other
advancements
planets.
that we're yet to make that will breach this gap. Like once we go quantum with computing and that it becomes the standard.
Sure.
I think they'll see some dramatic increases in what we can do for bandwidth because it's all about
crazy.
bandwidth.
Yeah.
What we can accommodate for bandwidth.
Right.
We know what we need to do. We just don't have the technology to keep up with our thinking. But I think if there's a species that's anything like us that is there already, technology-wise, why the fuck wouldn't they want to cruise the galaxy?
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Why? I don't know why you wouldn't want to. If you're an inquisitive species, like, dude,
social. They're us, buddy. They were here in the Egyptian times, helping us build pyramids.
We're seeing, because right now we're seeing evolution happen as primates are now. They're saying primates are now entering the Stone Age.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I accept your premise so far. Let's say we're past ants to them. Maybe we're like dogs. Like we're mammals, right? So large enough that physically maybe they can communicate with us.
Yeah.
Sure. Some communication, right? But they don't necessarily understand our language yet. Maybe they're developing that. Okay, but once they do, I'll ask this question. It's like, if you could speak to a dog, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you talk to it and ask?
Yes.
You would.
Yeah.
So that if you're claiming they've been long enough to know our language, but they're just waiting, why don't they just talk to us? What is this? Even if you think a dog is stupid, you still ask it. Are you not going to wait till? Are you going to wait till the dog gets intelligent?
No.
I don't get your point. That's what I'm saying.
Let's say you learn bark, okay, and you're like, bark, right? But what you say pisses the dog off, and he bites you. Because what you don't really understand, that bark isn't just bark. Like that means something to the dog. The way you said it, the tone, everything. Right? They haven't.
So you're thinking dialect is almost like a dialect issue.
And I think what it is that
it's like they have Google Translate. That's it. Like they have a human translate for Borg. Yeah.
I think that we need to discover some things still. And we need to still discover this line of communication, because I don't think they're speaking English or any other thing, right?
Well, couldn't they just
probably speaking that language they found buried in Jerusalem, and if you find something and nobody knows how to decipher them.
Okay. Books. Let's say so I'll accept that premise. Wouldn't you just, if they're highly advanced enough, they could easily intercept our wireless communications and record our voices and then play back the voices?
I think they're shy.
I just think there's When we see the whole thing, I just think right now it's just an explore thing. I think they're just fucking around in our atmosphere.
I can see that. I'd be curious about other
thinking about making contact, if that's a thing, if that's gonna be a thing, because you always see it in the movies, take me to your leader, all that other bullshit. If the situation arose, I hate Ronald Reagan. Okay, I fucking hate Ronald Reagan. But he said something that was very profound when he said that the only way human beings would unite is if the threat against us was against us as a whole species, as opposed to like one ethnicity, one ethnic group.
Yeah, that's fair.
So he believed that, if UFOs came, we'd all fucking unite.
Because he knew.
Yeah. So I think, using that same kind of human logic, I think anything that's coming into our atmosphere or whatever would see us in that same vein. Like, these guys are tribal, these guys are subprimate, reptile brain. If we come here, this will bring them together and they'll possibly be able to withstand whatever we have, kind of thing, right? I think it would be like avoiding a bloodbath. I think that would be the motivation to not engage.
Yeah.
Y'all think we're fucking lunatics right now, but I'm just trying to use some logic. I'm thinking trying to use some logic as to what would prevent someone from wanting to come here.
Yeah, well, it's good to explore that. That's why I want to play this out, because I want to understand.
We're hostile as fuck. If we saw something that didn't look like us, it would be war. We wouldn't want to get to know him.
And I don't think they're...
we already do it. We destroy like thousands of acres of trees and wild and lifeland. Yeah, and we burn our own forests and hurt ourselves. Absolutely, yeah. We
so
don't care.
If something was foreign that didn't look like us, dude, we wouldn't want to build a wall. We'd want to fucking get the nukes out and just
you remember those stories when the people ran into aliens in the forest or whatever, and they're in the forest, and it's a tall, bulbous head individual. You know what I mean? Like very tall for a man with a bulbous head, right? And then the thing looks at it, right? And I'm like, dude, that thing's probably just as scared as you are.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And it's probably not because you're going to be violent, because you're going to try and talk to it. And he's like, right? Like when you approach someone who doesn't speak English, they're like, no, right? They're probably like, oh my God, I don't want to go through that shit, right? So they fucking scare us. They scare us away. I really believe it. I really believe they are a very sensitive species, because why are they always in the bush, jerking off in the bush, right? In the middle of nowhere, and some country bumpkin rolls on, right? Or they grab some dude, like they grab some guy rolling in his pickup truck, middle of nowhere, probe him, drop him back in his bed, right? He wakes up and goes, I'm in my bed. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. I saw the light and I'm in my bed.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
Right? And they probe him, take him like, to me, I think that's the aliens passive aggressively, like, okay, we'll just put him out so he doesn't look into our eyes and we feel
Dude,
all
I think that's
awkward. You know
just
what I
their
mean?
version of rape. I think they
Yeah.
just want to fuck
do.
a human.
I do think
Like,
it is.
Jesus.
Let's just see what happens.
Let's
Yeah.
pillage the village,
I think
like
so,
literally.
man.
Like
And
let's
you know
just.
what?
Why not? We do it. Humans do it to each other all the fucking time.
I mean,
And I don't think, and this is weird. Now,
why would they find sexual pleasure
No,
from a
it's
different
not sexual.
species?
Same way humans fuck goats.
you've heard it here. This is my true
I
feeling.
mean, at least on the same planet. We're like, okay, look. Here's the one
No,
thing that
I gotta tell you.
I find a little disbelievable about this.
I gotta
is
tell you,
that
I'm gonna answer your question. I swear to
DNA,
you.
we come from a literal like lineage of the same family tree, right?
Right.
Like we share 99% of our DNA with rats,
Yeah.
all right? So okay, we're gonna find some beauty in that because it's the selfish gene. Like we literally have those genetic codes written into us as well as other animals. So we see beauty in that. Why would a fucking completely different evolved being with a completely different physiological shape, physiological needs? They wouldn't even need oxygen probably. They would need whatever their atmosphere is made of.
This is
Like, that's what I don't understand. What's with the obsession with humans? Okay, so you get
words.
there with dog, you get
I'll
there,
tell you.
2 words.
and then you're
Captain
sensitive?
Kirk. Captain Kirk.
Okay.
He fucked women on every planet that he went to.
Yes, he's a baller.
He found them attractive. Here's the okay. I
But
know
those
you're-
were established.
I know-
I
I
don't
know-
know. That's
I know-
okay. That's an interesting
I know what
take.
I'm saying,
That's an
but
interesting
here's the
take.
thing, okay? Very few people get anal probed by UFO, by aliens. Very few. Not many worldwide, right?
No,
So
talk about it.
yeah, and I think there could be more, right? So I think it makes sense that it's kind of like a perversion. They just want to come here and fuck a whole bunch of humans, and then they just take off. Like they have like a bender for the weekend. The same way.
Alien
humans do.
benders?
Only
Holy
difference is their
shit, this-
benders are leaving the planet.
That's so
Ours
funny,
is leaving the
man.
neighborhood. Theirs is leaving the planet.
Super speed down
Right?
to earth.
Oh, I like
Pick
that
up some
fucking
white guy.
fat motherfucker. Let's take that ass. And he
boys.
gets fucked.
Okay, can
It's
I
like
tell
put
you
on
what
your
I think?
human suits, like.
Can I tell you the more logical, the more scientific
Yes, please.
explanation?
Enlightenment.
Listen, they grab people and humans out of their bed at night.
Mm-hmm.
People remember it's always at night. It's never a daytime grab. Why? Why?
Daytime
no,
grab.
listen. There's a reason. There's not a daytime grab.
Okay.
Because what do you do when you get up? Around an hour or 2 hours, most people, by the time they get up, they have a bowel movement.
100%.
Right? So you have that movement, and then you're clearing it out. It's all cleared out. And as you go on your day, you eat. You eat, you eat, you eat, you eat.
Okay.
Accumulate.
Yeah.
And most of the time, you just, good day, right? You go to bed,
Yeah.
ready for that big BM in the morning. But wait. The aliens know this. Okay? And as everyone always thinks sexual, like the probe's sexual. Just because something's going up your ass, trust me, doesn't always make it sexual. All right? Sometimes you got to get that package in or your homie's going to die. Your homie's going to get it.
Right,
and, you
right.
You got to smuggle that shit in. It's
Right.
double wrapped in a condom, right? You put it in your ass and you got to, but get in there, just pretend like nothing's wrong. That motherfucker's a little big, but you got to man up.
Calming breath.
Just going to man up.
Woosah.
Just going to man up.
Namaste.
What they're really going after is our excrement.
Oh.
They are
Like
going after,
stool samples?
yes, for the
Ah.
nutrition. They're
Interesting.
disgusting fuckers, and they.
That was not where I thought you were going with that
That's
entire
what they do.
explanation. Sorry, what?
That's why they always go out to the country, because they know people in the country eat way more. People in the
eating
city, they're watching their weight, and I gotta watch
What?
my weight. But
What?
people in the country,
Why would they eat human poop? I was like, okay, you're gonna hit me with a science experiment. They're gonna run some tests. They're gonna find out how to take our best genetic code.
Excrement scientific something. I like it.
Eat the poop.
They expel the excrement and they take it. And I don't know what they do with it. Because I always thought this from when I was a kid because I was researching. I was like, why are these people always getting grabbed? So I did some researching. Whatever. And I found that all of the people who were kidnapped or said they had probed were extremely hungry the next morning.
Wow.
They all had a concept
That's so ridiculous.
of being extremely hungry. Like they had to eat everything. They just right?
Wow.
Okay.
All of them the same. And there's only one explanation. Their stomachs are empty.
Might have converted me.
Dude,
It makes no sense, but
so
makes all
they
the sense.
so they take the excrement and they do whatever with it. I don't know if they eat it, if they like the way we digest it, and just it's all mixed together. It's right. I don't know what it is.
You don't think like other species would have a system similar? Like you need to like convert energy to fuel, and then you got to get rid of the rest of the like the material.
Do you though? Like,
Yeah.
we put so many limitations on what life is. What if this fucking what if
No. Hold on though. Let me just say this basic thing. Okay. I don't think that one is as human centered. Because think about it. Everything needs energy to operate. Like
Right.
literally just need
right?
energy.
But not necessarily to excrete after they've used energy.
So you think you can get a system of 100% efficient energy extraction, like 100%?
Maybe close.
So but that's waste. You have to have a system then systematically to dispose of the waste.
What if they got if we're gonna go there, we're gonna fucking go there.
Yeah. If you're gonna dive deep on this, I'm gonna ask hard questions. All right.
Why can there not be some kind of a creation that's similar to us that just is powered from the sunlight?
Yeah, okay, photosynthesis.
Completely.
Yeah.
Just completely.
And not have any need for any kind of digestion of food or
It's on the
anything
other side
else.
of the sun.
And just
kind of
gets it just is in a situation where it can take sunlight and power its entire being.
Yeah.
And then when the sun's down, then it regenerates.
It has like a battery.
Yeah.
Okay, I could believe that to a certain
got some
extent.
fucked
If
up
they
creations on the
end up
planet.
like becoming like exoskeletons and like uploading their
Yeah.
consciousness to like this like limitless body.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do. Like,
That's
if I
where we're
could,
headed.
right? Like, I
We're
mean,
going there.
That's why the alien Elon Musk has created the
Singularity.
brain chip. He's like, we have to
coming.
elevate.
We're,
our
we're,
species.
we're a little far away from that, but like people are trying. Yeah.
Oh no,
Like,
Elon Musk is within 5 years.
He's
He'll
within
have
5
it in human
years.
brains. Within 5 years.
So
crazy.
they're,
We'll see
they're
it. We'll see
talking
it.
about like
Well, they already did
curing
it on the,
arthritis.
on the cow or a rat or a cow or
Yeah.
something. They already put it in the rat and made it do things
Yeah.
with the fucking controller.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
It's just like,
Yeah.
It's like,
But that's
oh,
motor
imagine.
function. That's motor function,
Yeah, just
right?
basic
motor function.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cognitive, like the complexity of a human cognition is pretty.
Oh, we're not doing that. We're
Exponentially.
just taking control of your brain.
Well, what Elon Musk said he wants to do is eliminate Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, all these like brain decaying diseases.
Yeah, and that's some like real specific zones. Like
Yeah.
you're targeting like
dude, man.
Bruce,
He's
that's
one of those
control.
guys.
He's
We
one of
need-
those guys,
We need people
eh?
like him on the earth.
He's like, damn it, I want to be the first. I want to be the richest man on earth. Like he's in that battle.
Even though you called him a supervillain on one of our first episodes, he's essential to the earth. We need him.
Shady, supervillains. Give me who do you think is a supervillain?
oh, like a psychological
Real
supervillain.
life,
a real life
real life on the
supervillain.
planet right
Oh,
now.
real life supervillains?
yeah.
Would that
Yeah.
be a dangerous thing to call them out on public?
Oh, dude,
We've done it.
Oh yeah,
We'll
all
stay
the
here.
time. Let's do it.
Nobody watches.
Actually, one of our
Real life
viewers
supervillains,
is
like what?
Elon
Like the
Musk.
Koch brothers, like
Right.
Like I don't
Fuck the
know.
Koch brothers.
Honestly,
They're kind of in the shadow.
the
guys,
top
eh?
like 100 most richest people in the world. Like you haven't earned your
And they
wealth by yourself.
Owned it
And the fact that like the fact that you're just holding on to it for what, like more wealth accumulation, it's just fundamentally unethical. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And even their
Good pick.
name just makes them sound like you don't even want to say their name, right? Like,
Koch.
Yeah, right. Like
KOCH.
just telling your grandma about the Koch brothers, right? It's just like Jesus, ma. It's investments, Jesus. You know what I mean? Okay,
yeah.
Koch brothers. That's a good one. Who else do you think? Got any more? Do you think? Just
I don't know. Like there's
what do you think of like Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos is also probably up there. Like he is top 10, I think, one of the richest
Do
people.
you think he's an evil guy? Do you think he makes decisions on like, yeah, just do it, cut them all?
This could be
whatever,
this can be a pretty deep subject. It depends on what your definition of evil is.
I'm pretty sure he's had access to be a fucking dick a lot.
Yeah. Like, do you think he does that, or do you think he like tries not to, or You know?
Yeah,
I think
Right?
he's more regular than he is, like, let's say, like, special, right? Or evil. Like, he's probably a higher intelligence than average, and he's probably has like certain temperaments that make him more prone to working really hard in a corporate world and like pushing for his company and like doing all these things. And he's made some really good moves, and he's very productive. My only problem is the way I describe it, like, evil is just because once you get to a certain point, you've taken care of your life for now and for the next 10 years, guaranteed, financially.
His single
what are you
individual
doing?
purpose is to exploit the planet.
And that's my
what he
problem.
does.
Is like, see,
Yeah.
if we just want to like divert it for 1 second to just, I'll just say the simple thing. It's like we live in a capitalist world that just uses capital to make more capital. So it's like money for the sake of making more money. Why does it have to be like that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, not to go too political, but if we try to instead go and make it around making money to benefit the average person, wouldn't that help more of us? So it's not just a cyclical thing. It's like we're actually using it as a tool to help people.
Seems that's what taxes was supposed to be about.
Right? Yeah, but people
You know
don't
what I mean?
dodge
They find a way
taxes.
to they find a way to steal it.
Yeah, absolutely.
harsh.
And that's what I call evil. It's like if you're not giving back to the circumstances that made you successful, then you're literally depriving future people from becoming successful.
Dude, we need an entire restructuring of our government and the way we contribute to it and what we get back from it. Like I've asked this question to people all the time, and if you went to your government representative and asked them for a receipt of your tax money over the past 10 years and where it went, do you think they'd be able to give it to you?
I know. I didn't even know that existed. Can I do that?
I don't think you can.
Could I write
But
that
do you
down?
think they'd be able to find it and find where your dollars went, where your tax dollars actually
hell no.
went?
Oh, like give me a breakdown of where they
Yeah.
spent our money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
Would you be
right?
able to hold them to
You know,
account?
in France, they actually do that. Like, they list the
Yeah,
top
they do.
10
Heard
things
that,
by
I've heard that,
percentage,
yeah.
on your
But
stubs
like,
and stuff.
specifically, your dollars and cents. You look at your income, you look at your paycheck.
It'd be nice to know.
You see a big ass chunk of it go to taxes. That chunk, if I wanted an invoice, where did those dollars go?
Yeah.
You'd never be able to get it.
It's true. Like, honestly,
never be
it's a
able to
good
get it.
point because we need that for engagement,
well, I mean,
you know?
you need to fucking know your money's going somewhere.
Yeah, and civic engagement is so important. If we have no idea what our literal income is doing, then we why would we care about what it's
Dude, you
doing?
could be a fucking MLA for 4 years. 4 years, and you get a lifetime pension.
Really? Get a lifetime pension?
Lifetime
Wow.
pension. And they pay, those pensions are pretty fucking
Really?
good.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's really crazy.
Their
That's
system is
wild.
So it seems
broken,
government's
bro.
really evil, like in a sense, right? If you really say it, like a lot of government
Fuck, dude, it's
policies
inherently
are straight
built
evil.
to be evil.
I guess
mean,
you can't
like-
keep everyone happy, eh?
It's
you
tough.
can, but they don't.
Can you actually do you legitimately think you can make everybody happy? There's
Yes.
gonna have to be compromises made at
No.
some point in the middle.
Fuck that.
No?
No.
How?
Because right now we do everything in the opposite way. We say that there's no money for this, no money for that, no money for schools, no money for hospitals, no money for infrastructure. But 2.2 fucking trillion dollars that you
Yeah.
can give to corporations.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
crazy.
off. It's been way too much that way for anyone to say it can't be the opposite. If you're going to give $2.2 trillion,
Yeah.
trillion dollars to bail out corporations that failed. They failed the circumstances that happened. It's not anybody's fault that there was a pandemic, but you failed.
Yeah.
As a corporation, you fucking failed. You didn't prepare for a pandemic. You didn't create a nest for the. You didn't prepare. That's your fault. Why the fuck should a taxpayer give you money because you failed?
Yeah, it's
when
really
you're not
tragic.
going to get any money for contributing to creating this society where this company can function and flourish. So if I can give you 2.2 trillion motherfucking dollars to build these companies back up after they fucking failed, if you take this 2.2 trillion, can you imagine 2.2 trillion going into communities? What the fuck you could do? You could create infrastructure that creates jobs for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years.
Even just kickstart programs, like
Solar
kickstart
farms, wind farms,
communities there.
coding communities.
Yeah.
People could get paid forever
Yeah,
off of
that'd be great.
resources distributed correctly.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's but like you can't keep everyone like let's say, I don't know, philosophically happy. Like everyone's gonna have different like expectations of their life.
sure,
Yeah,
for
but if you're
sure.
talking about like financial like disparity and its current like how unsustainable it is, absolutely,
And I
man,
guess
it's
don't even mean
wild.
financial. I mean emotional, mental health wise as well. Like
Bigotry.
we have a massive homeless problem. Massive homeless
Fair.
problem.
Oh yeah, in
Bad.
Vancouver,
And
it's
a massive
huge too.
addiction
It's
problem.
really ugly.
And
It's
there's
awful.
no facilities.
Sad.
And when I say no facilities, people have an idea. Oh, we're going to create this little outpatient, 300 bed building that's beautiful and it can accommodate 300 people. What the fuck is 300 people?
Yeah, and they pick
300
and
people is
choose.
nothing.
Yeah.
If you're going to realistically care for a broken community, because these communities are broken, they've
Absolutely.
been broken, you need to create facilities that are 4,000 or 5,000 beds. Colossal
Sounds like a prison.
mall-sized mental health facilities that focus on well-being of people as opposed to the medicating and controlling and dominating of people. I'm gonna knock this motherfucker. the whole way we look at mental health, all of that would have to dramatically change.
Yeah.
All of it would have to change.
That'd be a good idea for the malls that are going out of business.
Why the fuck
Turn
not?
them into the hospitals.
Or homeless
facilities.
shelters. There's so many ways we can contribute to building a society that's equitable. But we spend so much time saying that that's idealistic, that can't happen, or we've never seen that before. Yeah, obviously we haven't fucking seen it before. That's why we're so far behind now. Dude, I was looking at the numbers today, man, of the amount of money corporations took during COVID and how much more wealthy they got. Like $7 trillion richer to the top 100 corporations. $7
We're like $30 trillion in debt.
dollars, and millions of people just went bankrupt across North America.
Meanwhile, like
COVID.
small businesses just can't even survive. Like you could walk down,
Suffocate and
you
die.
walk down Granville Street. There's like for lease signs on
it's
every like third,
It's bad.
every third store. Man, it's
There's no
crazy.
reason.
It's really sad to see.
And it's
Vancouver
worse in
going
America
down
too.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. They don't show what's happening in America.
No,
It's
no.
really
It's bad in
man.
Canada, but like it's even worse there. Yeah.
I think we need like the only solution is to let women go into charge, man. I think like
It's happening more. It's happening more, which
I
is
think
good.
It's time,
yeah.
man. I think just the whole way that women approach leadership is way different than men.
Yeah.
Right. And people are
Because
scared.
there's not that ego, that
There's not the
fucking
ego.
testosterone ego.
There's not the money spending, and there's not the war. They're diplomatic, right? And women will talk it out. You know what I mean? And
Dude, look around the world at the female leaders and look at the condition of their countries. It's
they're
phenomenal.
never in
man.
debt. They never in war. There's never been a country with a woman
Actively at war.
Actively at war. Right?
I think the Iron Lady.
Maybe Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, Thatcher, right?
Cold War.
I don't. I mean,
it was-
she definitely wasn't soft. She was very
No.
abrasive,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
with foreign relationships. But
Yeah.
Colonizers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, but it's so crazy, man. I just think it's like the great softening of the world is coming. Just like the internet, the great softening of the internet's coming. We're coming into a soft culture.
Fuck, I hope so, dude. Because it's dark right now, man. It's dark right now. We're in a fucked up place, man. Tension. Everybody's tense.
Yeah.
There's like visible tension between minority groups. It's
It's softening of
yeah, it's actually kind of crazy, hey, how like Black Lives Matter now is just like such a big issue again, and it should be. It wasn't really solved. I mean, Martin Luther King Jr. got assassinated for God's sake,
government.
right? Yeah, right. And like this is the one thing, man. Like corruption has like been everywhere, right? And we've built our Western nation supposedly corruption free. Like that was kind of like the lie that was like really sold to us. And perhaps from the 50s it was kind of true, because after like FDR and then the influence that had on Canada, like the wealth distribution was much more fair. The difference between the top and the bottom.
There was a middle class.
There was a middle class, and it was actually flourishing, and we were building infrastructure at unprecedented rates, and that was phenomenal. But now we're no longer like that. We're back to the level of the
Reagan.
1920s of disparity, of differential between the richest and poorest, and that was so unsustainable. It's going to cause like rioting. It's going to cause violence, and then thus enter social issues. Like we have Black Lives Matter comes about again as it should. It's been a huge issue. It hasn't been solved. There's still systemic racism when it comes to housing laws and keeping people away from getting social
Policing
security,
and education.
lack of healthcare access, lack of mental healthcare access. Like all these problems exist everywhere right now, and like we're getting to that boiling point where if shit doesn't change systematically, I honestly predict, I think within 10 years there's going to be some level of violent revolution in a Western nation.
big time.
Right. I don't know which
Civil
one.
War, race war.
Yeah, because it's already happened. Like look at what's happening in the States right now with like Trump. How much like the Proud Boys, the coming against like so many different riots have happened, and then you see like media's reaction. I'm calling it like they don't call them terrorists, even though they're domestic terrorists,
they are.
right? And then people see that the Democrats see that, and then that shapes the way they interact with them. And now I'm seeing actually on like social media, on Reddit, for example, there's definitely growing sentiments of people who say like, you know what, we can't be just the good guys anymore, because if the bad guys always take advantage of us, then we'll always be taken advantage of.
Yeah, we'll never
so we
win.
now have to play hardball too.
Yeah, it's
and
so
if that's the sentiment of the left, who are supposed to be the progressive, more I don't know, soft like thinkers of our society,
More compassionate.
right? They're supposed to be the ones to kind of rely and be like, hey guys, think about this and this. If they're also taking that stance, who is the one checking and balancing? It's almost inevitable that we get to like violent revolution or something of violence.
Yeah, every now and then we get a unifier, right? We've been lucky throughout history to get a unifier, someone that kind of appeals to all sides of the conversation.
Yeah, like Barack had it.
Well, we got a Muhammad Ali, world changing. White people loved him, black people loved him. He kind of brought everyone together around common ideals. There was Gandhis, and there's these people that kind of break the mold of what is expected out of an individual, and kind of help people see the bigger picture. But we don't have one right now.
Yeah.
There's no leaders, man. Honestly,
that's what makes it dark.
I think,
Right.
and technology is maybe a huge part in that. People are scared to be a face of something. Why? Because you'll get assassinated. You will. Like,
It's very easy. It happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Edward Snowden kind of has the ability to be something of a unifier because he really sacrificed everything.
Yeah.
in
He's
his
a
life.
true patriot, a true hero.
The thing is, for him, the only disadvantage I think for him is that people don't find him. He's kind of dry.
Sure.
He doesn't have charisma. He doesn't have like that cultural appeal. He's just a regular, like a straight up regular nerdy guy.
Yeah.
That's all he is. That just happens to have some moral character.
Yeah.
And decided what he saw was fucked up.
Wow.
But I think if more people understood him and who he is and what he did, I think he could be one of those guys that like, wow, this guy fucking risked it all, man.
It's so risky now. Like these kids, even like Greta steps up and tries to do something really big around the world,
Yeah.
right? And social media just has its way of taking you out and taking down idols.
Dirty.
This cancel culture, not even cancel culture, just regular online culture.
Yeah.
Is like the unseen force that you can't stop. Like, our idols of Gandhi and Muhammad Ali didn't have Twitter and Instagram.
It influences the
know what
way
I
that
mean?
companies
Like,
behave too.
It's a different way to navigate throughout it. That's why, I don't know, that's why it's like, the next leader or the next big influential person's going to be an artist.
I think so.
It's going to be an artist,
Yeah.
and it's going to be in this vein, I hate to say it, of like Bill and Ted, how Bill and Ted were like created this music that united the world, right? I think it's what it's going to be. It's the only common thread that everybody has is
We
through
need
music,
a John Lennon.
right? Our
We need a
leaders
John
are
Lennon
not-
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, what's so funny too is like I think about this interview with Donald Trump in it, funny enough, and I think it was just a joke interview. I think it was Sacha Baron Cohen, and he asks Donald Trump like, what is like unifying the most universal language? And Donald Trump actually says music.
Yeah.
That was his answer. That was his legitimate answer. And like that's gross, but even a guy like evolved in such like obsessed about money and that whole business world, he still recognizes that music as a form is still the most universal language.
There's nothing anybody could say to me about this cockroach that would ever make me feel any feelings of endearment towards this slimy.
Oh no, and you
ass.
shouldn't feel
Nothing.
endearment. I'm just saying, even a guy with that capacity, even he can recognize the value
Music
of it.
is life, man.
Yeah.
Music is
He's a
life.
great-
And like
great
that just
American.
shows you that it really does transcend everybody. Like it is all of us, and like we're humans. Like we want to connect with that.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking roundabout from where we started.
Yeah.
Always happens.
Right?
Weed and high praise.
Started with music, came back around to music, and the end kind of thing is like the idea of hip hop which is like the most important thing for me, is that the things that you say within your bars are so fucking valuable. You have so little space to make your words count.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to use that and take it
amazing.
seriously, man. And take it
tough.
seriously and make sure that what you're saying not only can be appealing to somebody to their ears, because you got to get that, you got to get that eargasm a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're also saying the things that you want to say that mean something to you, and hopefully fucking tickle their brain a little bit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Brain
Yeah.
works really fast. My brain doesn't work that fast.
And I
pretty
think
amazing.
this is kind of what kind of like bothers me a little bit too about like current artists. Like if someone like, was it Tekashi that says I don't care, right? It's like you it's almost insulting because you have this
it is.
you have this influence.
Yeah.
And I find it, and this is the problem. And tell me what you guys think about this. I'm kind of conflicted because to some extent I don't want to tell you how to live your life. If just going and spitting bullshit makes you happy, like fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's this other part of me that says like, when you have a platform, when you are given the ability to influence thousands, hundreds, millions of people,
Millions.
don't you think you have a responsibility to do like at
Totally.
least something meaningful with that?
Big
You define the meaning, but at least like do it towards that positive like aspect.
Oh, big time.
Dollars and cents, yo.
That's what I find fucking whack. Is like, why are we so disengaged with the fact that we can
that's what it
really
is.
influence how we behave?
That's what it is. It's people that will actually support it. Because back in the day, you couldn't support something like this. Another rapper Pac would have ended Tekashi if Tupac was around. There'd be no any of these motherfuckers. They all wouldn't exist.
Fuck
because
that,
Pac
man.
would publicly call them out, and he would say, "Fuck these bitch ass motherfuckers. I'm not listening to these motherfuckers." And people would be like, "Yeah, I'm right with Pac. Fuck
can't
these
do
idiots.
that
They're
anymore.
whack." But people don't say that. Even J. Cole, who's the fucking king of lyrics, did like an interview with Lil Pump to kind of figure out why you make this kind of shitty ass music.
Yeah.
And J. Cole wasn't complimentary, but he wasn't dissing. I mean,
It's
I'm
brand,
one of these
man.
guys. I want you to fucking diss.
Yeah.
I want you. The whole point of the interview is for me to find out why you rap like this.
Yeah.
So I would say, why the fuck are you using these whack ass bars?
Funny.
And I was
Fuck
hoping,
you,
I was
dude.
hoping for that from Cole, and it didn't happen. But Cole still did.
Well, it's a very sensitive thing. If he says that, then he gets lit up on social media.
Absolutely,
It's
and then his fans might like drop him because like
Yeah.
if there's mutual
Too
fans, you're kind of
popular.
forcing like an
Oh, you
ultimatum,
see,
you
this
know?
is and then he comes out transgender, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? That shit
Oh my
haunts
God.
you later on, right?
But have you heard his song 1985? Have you heard Cole's 1985?
No.
Oh, you guys haven't heard it from the KOD album? Oh, you gotta hear this because in the
Maybe.
beginning he wraps up this situation very nicely, very poetic. He's brilliant rapper, man.
Yeah, it's good, and I feel bad for these guys that can't say things
Gotta
about
do it, man.
6ix9ine that you want to say.
Fucking
must
do
hurt.
it, dude. If I saw it, I'd want to fight. I'd start a fight.
Yeah, pretty bad. I'd make a bad celebrity. I'd make a great celebrity. And always taking photos and
Loving the
shaking
people,
hands and
kissing babies.
answering my social media. And I'd be like, "You're going to answer you today," right? And answer them, make their day. You know what I mean? Like that's what kind of a good celebrity. But then I'd also be like well, that guy's a fucking punk.
Get away from me,
right? Because you're celebrity. Use your celebrity, slam it down on the table, right? Eh? I would just be awesome. You just take all these guys out. This is where I think, and this just to kind of bring it back around again.
Yeah.
I think this exhibition boxing thing is going to be the next level for celebrities.
Yeah.
Like getting celebrities fighting
I hope
celebrities.
Oh, to
for
box each other?
sanctioned fight.
Yo,
God.
that's some hilarious like meta commentary from the 90s. Like remember all
I
that
don't wanna
stuff
see
they
that.
would
Yeah,
see
yeah.
where they think like
Danny
the average
Bonaducci and shit.
starts like a Disney girl gets like
Yeah.
slutty and then like ends up like fighting in the ring against other celebrities. Like
Yeah.
that's some like hilarious
When it
shit,
comes to the
man.
boxing, it's dangerous. Leave
It
that
is.
shit alone.
It
Leave that
is.
shit for the
Jake
professionals.
Paul's going
man.
to fight McGregor. Do you know that's
McGregor's
going to
gonna
happen?
murder-
You think Jake Paul's gonna fight McGregor?
Yeah,
Connor
I
will
think so.
murder.
I think
I
they're
was
gonna fight.
surprised I saw him on the
It'll
fight
be
card.
a murder.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it because he doesn't care.
You're an idiot. Connor can't beat Floyd, but he'll fucking murder Jake Paul.
Oh yeah,
Jake
dude.
Paul will have about 10 fights first, and then, look at this year probably the end of next year.
The publicity's gonna have to be big though, otherwise Connor won't do it. If the,
It'll be
money, if the
huge.
money ain't right, Connor's not gonna do
Jake
it.
Paul is
It will
like,
be. Jake attracts a huge crowd, man.
Huge crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connor would want that $75 million check that he got from Floyd.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Just like Pacquiao, man.
By the fight,
Yeah, exactly.
they want that check.
Well,
Yeah, man.
They'll get it in the Legends League if they can go to the LOL.
Oh, my God.
Brother, always come in again.
Well, what you gotta do is tell them where to find you. Tell the
Yeah.
people where to find you. Man.
Yeah?
We're on social media.
Yeah, man. Social media, shady_D, shady_D. And just follow me, man. I'll hit you guys up whenever time I do these performances. Thank you so much.
Is Instagram your main way to get to?
Yeah, right now it's the main one.
Okay,
I'll be
dope.
uploading. I'll put that stuff on Spotify and stuff, and I'll
Dope.
throw it up on Instagram and shout everyone out.
I don't have a pen.
Don't worry. We'll put
You're gonna-
put it
you're
in the
gonna put it
video
up?
links.
Okay,
We'll put in the video links, and then you can find Mike ACDJ everywhere.
I'm doing nothing.
Myself, Alite, ALITE, all social media. Get some raps, get some podcasts, get some stuff for life, man.
Yeah.
Any
Hell
last
yeah,
words?
boys! Nah, thank you so
Thanks.
much for having me. I really appreciate you guys.
That was a good freestyle. I'm going to go and practice in the mirror.
Do it, man. It's really
Right?
fun.
And just so I get more
We'll
brave. for
extend the
next one.
cipher next time.
Yeah, let's. Hell yeah, I love that.
We'll have the words next time.
High Phrase Podcast, y'all.
Phrase. We're out.